guess I didn't see him. What are you looking so sad about, Jack?
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm really insulted. That's not right, what you just said.
What do you mean, what I just said?
I mean, I'm getting a drink of water. I'm late getting home, but you talk. I said something about the greatest heavyweight champ, man. I'm a hometown man, and you talking about Joe Louis, man. Joe Louis wouldn't be nothing for me. Joe, I tell you, Joe, do you think you would have stood a chance with me?
Well, wait, one time in my career, I won a Formula One tour.
I would have been a bum compared to you.
What's happening, my people? Oh, it's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. That's right. You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. That's of it. Salute to Miss Cass. Without her, none of this would be possible. Salute to Mike Rep. Salute, Mike. Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Boxtorian. Today, boxing politics. Boxing politics as a family today. Yeah, T. Hill and I were talking about this yesterday on the link, and I found a little information. I'm going to go into it on another show deeper, but just a little touch of it today. I found out last night boxing actually had a union one time in the early 2000s. It didn't last too long because the fighters didn't really buy into it. You know, of course, the promoters and the state commissions and the sanctioning bodies fought it, but you really got to have the boxers buy in. You know, a good percentage of them, and they didn't want to rock the boat. Like I was telling T. Hill, you know, the big name boxers, the 1%. Making all the big money, they happy. They don't really need a union, but it's the other 99% of them, the journeymen and those type of guys, the guys taking fights on a week notice and stuff. That's who needs the union. Yeah, but the fighters didn't buy into it. We're going to talk about it. It was called the, tell you in a minute, I forgot the name of it. But yeah, if they actually had a boxing union in boxing once upon a time, called the Joint Association of Boxing, the JAB, JAB for short. Mike Mazik in the building. Salute, Mike. How are you today? Good to see you. Yeah, boxing actually did have a union, though, for a brief period. And we're going to talk about it today. Yep. And we're going to talk about why they need a union. We're going to talk a little bit about the sanctioning bodies. And then, time permitting, some boxing highlights. We got Floyd Mayweather and the best defensive fighters in boxing history at the end of the show, time permitting. Okay, but it's Thursday, deep into this week of boxing history now. Big show today, boxing politics. You got the suits up there on the thumbnail fighting. Yeah. So Frank Warren actually took some punches at some people at ringside before, the British promoter. Frank get a few too many in him. He ready to throw hands. Yeah. But welcome to the show today. Hope everybody enjoyed. Of course, we're going to start with our fighter of the day. But yeah, boxing politics. And I was telling T. Hill yesterday, one of the most important things, the fighters got to buy into it, because like any sports union, like the owners, like in the big sports, the owners don't have anything to do with the union. The union is for the players, by the players, of the players, okay? And in boxing, the fighters have to buy into it. And they don't, and it's just a little small percentage of them, they're going to get blacklisted. They're going to be called troublemakers by the promoters and stuff. And so it's got to be a majority of them. It don't have to be 90% of them, but it's got to be a majority of them, to make it work. And that didn't happen. It started like 2003. And by the end of the decade of the 2001 to 2009, it was history. And it was a former boxer that started it. He was retired at that time. He was trying to look out for his ones that came behind him. And Bud is really vocal about trying to get a union started now, even though before he retired, and even after he's retired, he's still vocal about getting a union started for the boxers. Yeah, but a lot of the other fighters ain't buying into it. They don't want to rock the boat. So it ain't going to work without the fighters, because it's for them. But now, let's start the show. Let's get into our fighters today. Okay. Today's fight of the day is Evander Holyfield versus Larry Holmes. June 19th, 1992. Two champions, two eras. Two champions, two eras. Yeah, I would say 82 because didn't make the connection that Holmes would be in 1992, but yeah. Fort Holyfield, 1992. I think he was about 40. But two champions, two eras. Holyfield, Holmes, back in 1992. Let's get into it. Fighters of the day. Austin Spear. What's up, Austin? Never be a good fight. The Juggernaut? Is the Juggernaut still active, Austin? Yeah, that would be interesting. But salute, Austin. Welcome to Cash Sports, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Bringing you all that boxing history. We're going to start with our fighters today, as we do every day. Today is Evander Holyfield versus Larry Holmes, June 19th, 1992. 2 champions, 2 eras. Okay, let's get into it. The Evander Holyfield versus Larry Holmes fight was contested at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada, in which the 29-year-old undefeated champion Evander Holyfield, coming in at 27 wins, no losses, 22 knockouts, defeated the 42-year-old former champion Larry Holmes, 54 wins, 3 losses, 37 knockouts, by unanimous decision after 12 rounds. Holyfield weighed 210 pounds, entered the ring as the lineal WBA, WBC, and IBF heavyweight title holder, marking his 3rd defense since capturing the belts with a knockout of Mike Tyson in 1990. Holmes, at 233 pounds and on a comeback trail after previous retirements and losses, including to Michael Spinks in 1985 and 1986, and Mike Tyson in 1988, sought to claim the heavyweight title for a 2nd time, leveraging his experience from 20 successful defenses during his 1978-1985 reign. The fight, promoted under the banner Clash of Champions, drew significant attention due to the generational clash, but was widely criticized for his lackluster pace, with Holmes employing a defensive strategy of leaning on the ropes to counter and conserve energy, leading to crowd boos and a swarm of insects interrupting the action amid 90-degree heat. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Salute, Bruce. Fight of the day today is Evander Holyfield and Larry Holmes. Clash of Champions, but I called it 2 champions, 2 eras. Okay? So your 90-degree heat too. Caesars. I think they might have been outside. Now, despite the slow tempo, Holyfield controlled the fight with persistent pressure and volume punching, though he sustained his first career cut, a gash over his right eye from an accidental elbow by Holmes in the late 6th round, which briefly slowed him before he rallied. The judges scored it 116-112 twice and 117-111 all for Holyfield, reflecting his edge and activity, despite Holmes landing effective counters, including a strong 2nd round. This victory solidified Holyfield's status as a dominant force in the division, while Holmes' resilience performance at age 42 highlighted his enduring skill, even in defeat, before further comeback attempts in the mid-1990s. Yeah, this wasn't Holmes' last one. Holmes kept going. Let's take a look at the fighters before we get into the fight. First, Holyfield. Evander Holyfield, a 1984 Olympic bronze medalist in the light heavyweight division, began his pro boxing career in 1984 after compiling an amateur record of 160 wins, 14 losses. His early pro success came in the cruiserweight division, where he captured the IBF title in May 1985 by stopping Ricky Parkey in the 3rd round. Holyfield added the WBA Cruiserweight Championship in July 1986 with a split decision victory over Dwight Muhammad Qawi in a grueling 15-round fight. And he unified the titles by defeating Carlos de Leon for the WBC strap by 8th round knockout in April 1988, making him 3-belt undisputed at Cruiserweight. Transitioning to heavyweight in 1988, Holyfield quickly established himself as a dominant force, securing a 10th round TKO over former champion Michael Dokes in March 1989 to earn recognition as the top contender. He claimed the undisputed heavyweight crown on October 25th, 1990, knocking out James Buster Douglas in the 3rd round to unify the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles. Holyfield defended his belt with a unanimous decision over 42-year-old George Foreman on April 19, 1991, outboxing the veteran over 12 rounds, despite Foreman's legendary power. In his most recent title defense, prior to facing Larry Holmes, Holyfield stopped Burt Cooper by 7th round TKO on November 23, 1991 in Atlanta, Georgia, rallying from 2 knockdowns in the 3rd round, where he was severely hurt, but absorbed the punishment to turn the tide with body shots and uppercuts. Entering the Holmes fight on June 19, 1992, Holyfield held an undefeated pro record of 28-0 with 22 knockouts, standing at 6 feet 2.5 inches tall and weighing around 210 pounds at age 28. As the reigning undisputed heavyweight champion, he stood to earn a purse between $16 million and $18 million for the fight. Let's take a look at Holmes' comeback journey. We're going to get to the fight. Holmes' comeback journey. Yeah, he was. Going on 43, Austin, yeah. And he kept fighting after that. This wasn't his last one. I think he fought almost up like, might have went into like 2001, 2002, yeah. Holmes was not done. Yep. Larry Holmes established himself as one of boxing's premier heavyweights during his prime years, 1978 to 1985, when he held the WBC heavyweight title and made 20 successful defenses, a feat surpassed only by Joe Louis's 25 in the division. His undefeated streak reached 48-0, showcasing masterful use of his jab and ring generalship against top contenders like Ken Norton, Muhammad Ali, and Jerry Cooney. This era solidified Holmes' legacy as a technical virtuoso in the division, often compared to his sparring partner Ali for stylistic similarities. Holmes' first career setback came in 1985 with a controversial split decision loss to light heavyweight champion Michael Spinks, followed by an even more controversial unanimous decision defeat in their 1986 rematch, prompting his initial retirement at age 36. He briefly returned in 1988 to challenge undisputed champion Mike Tyson, but was stopped in the 4th round by TKO, leading to another retirement. But undeterred, Holmes launched a more sustained comeback in 1991. In his 40s then, securing quick victories, including a first-round knockout of Tim Anderson on April 7th and a unanimous decision over Eddie Gonzalez on August 13th, demonstrating his enduring power and precision against lesser opposition. Continuing his resurgence, Holmes achieved a significant unanimous decision victory over highly ranked contender Ray Mercer on February 7th, 1992, which boosted his standing in the division and positioned him for a title shot. By 1992, Holmes was motivated to face reigning undisputed heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield, not only for a reported $7.5 million purse, but to restore his legacy, tarnished by the Spinks controversies, and prove his skills against a younger elite fighter. Standing at 6 feet 3 inches with a career weight typically around 215 to 220, Holmes relied on his experience to offset age, having maintained a disciplined approach to conditioning throughout his retirements. He always stayed in shape. Under veteran trainer Eddie Futch, who had guided him during his championship reign, Holmes honed his signature jab and defensive footwork to counter the speed and aggression of opponents in their physical prime. This preparation emphasized tactical boxing over brawling power, aiming to extend rounds and exploit openings in a high-stakes bid for redemption. Okay, let's take a look at the fight now. Yes, he did. That was a real good one there, Austin, over Ray Mercer. Yeah. That's what got him back to this title shot against Holyfield when he beat Mercer. Yeah. Give that man another shot. Okay, let's look at the fight. Holmes Holyfield. Now. In the opening round, Holyfield came out aggressively, stalking Holmes around the ring and landing a solid lead right hand early, while Holmes adopted a defensive posture, retreating to the ropes and using his jab to keep distance, with minimal counters and no significant damage inflicted by either fighter. Holyfield get the first round just from activity. Round 2 saw Holmes more active, landing a sharp 3-punch combination, including uppercuts and hooks at the outset that briefly rocked Holyfield and drew crowd approval. So Holyfield maintained pressure throughout the round, and Holmes survived by clinching and countering sporadically without sustaining major offense. Another close round, though, because neither really did all that much. Thomas Hill, you got a little bit on boxing unions today, Thomas. There actually was a union at one time in the early 2000s. We're gonna cover that, called the Joint Association of Boxers, or JAB for short. So yeah, salute Thomas Hill. We're gonna get into a little boxing politics today. But Holyfield Holmes now. Now, from rounds 3 through 8, Holyfield established dominance, methodically breaking Holmes down with consistent body shots and a multi-punch combinations that forced Holmes to backpedal and spend much of the time on the defense along the ropes, where his offense remained minimal and largely limited to occasional jabs and right-hand counters. Referee Mills Lane issued no stoppages, though in round 6, Holmes accidentally opened a cut over Holyfield's right eye with an elbow during an exchange where Holyfield had landed 2 solid rights and hurt Holmes with a straight punch down the middle. And that was the first cut of Holyfield's career right there. Yes, it was. In the championship rounds, 9 through 12, Holyfield continued to control the pace with steady pressure and volume punching, wearing down the 42-year-old Holmes, who appeared increasingly exhausted and offered little resistance beyond sporadic jabs. No knockdowns occurred throughout the fight under referee Mills Lane's oversight, and as the final bell rang, Holmes vomited from fatigue just before reaching his corner. The fight was scored by the three judges. 117, 111, 116, 112 twice, all in favor of Holyfield, resulting in a unanimous decision victory after 12 rounds. There you have it, the fight of the day, and there's your winner, Evander Holyfield. Al Booger in the building. What's up, Al Booger? Like I was telling Thomas Hill, Al Booger, boxing actually had a union at one time in the early 2000s called the Joint Association of Boxing, or JAB, and we're going to talk about that today. Actually had a union. I had heard about that briefly, but I got a little bit deep into it last night, so we're going to talk about it today. The sanctioning bodies, boxing politics today. But yeah, Evander Holyfield, Larry Holmes, 1992. 2 champions, 2 eras. Okay? We're going to start out with just a little brief talk about, little 10 minutes or so talk about boxing politics to start us off. And there's 2 of the suits fighting. Yeah, and the union really didn't make it because guess what? The fighters didn't really buy into it. Like I was telling you, T. Hill, the fighters don't want to rock the boat. Some of them, they're making big money and stuff. They're not worrying about a union. It's the journeymen and the Fox is taking fights on 1 week's notice and stuff. They need the union, you know. But so, yeah, and the fighters didn't really buy into it. And that's why it really failed, you know. Of course, the promoters and the state commissions and sanctions, they fought it, you know, to do that. But the owners and, you know, promoters in any sport, owners, people like that don't have nothing to do with the union. Nothing. It's all for the players, of the players, and by the players. So in boxing, of course, the promoters and state commissions going to fight it, but they don't have nothing to do with the union. The boxers got to buy into it, though. That's the main part, you know. You can't have 10, 20%. You got to have the majority. You got to have a majority. You can't have 10, 20% because then they're going to get blacklisted and be called troublemakers and stuff. Get singled out. Hard to get fights and stuff because they tried to start the union. If you get a majority, though, it'll work. I mean, you ain't got to get no 99%, but you got to get a majority of them to buy in. But we're going to talk about it today. But right now, boxing politics. Let's talk about this right now. But how's everybody today? It's Thursday, deep in this week of boxing history. Okay? Same thing in pro wrestling. Can never get enough of the employees. That's it, Al Booger. That's mandatory. It's not going to work if the employees don't buy in. Austin says, fun fact, that Holmes won against Brian Nelson for the IBO, he would have been the oldest heavyweight at 40. Yep, he would have beat Foreman. Yes, he would have. Austin, he would have been the oldest. Mm-hmm. And Al Booger says, not to mention the laws in the United States severely limit the ability to even create a union in the first place. Yeah, they did try it one time. And the government got to do their part too, you know. Really need them to step up and do their part. But like T. Hill said yesterday, they got their hands, somebody in the government palms getting greased too. So boxing is exactly how the powers that be want it to be. But do boxers need a union? It's time to rethink the fighter-promoter balance. Now, the harsh reality behind the bright lights. And when most people think of boxing, they picture the bright lights of Las Vegas, the roar of a packed O2 Arena in London, the money-spinning pay-per-view blockbusters featuring names like Canelo, Usyk, Joshua, and Garcia. But beneath the surface, far away from the bright lights, the glitz, and the glamour, lies a harsher reality. Small hall fighters, scraping by on short notice, taking dangerous fights for peanuts. And the question is this: who's looking out for them? Who's looking out for them? Could boxing fighter unions be the answer? The big stars don't need a union. But what about everyone else? Let's be honest. A union wouldn't make much difference to the A-listers, fighters like Tyson Fury, Gervonta Davis, Deontay Wilder, Naoya Inoue, and even Katie Taylor. These fighters have entire teams, managers, lawyers, nutritionists, PR reps, all working to protect their brand and their interests, right? So for the top 1%, the system works just fine. What about the 99%? Okay, those people that's got all these teams and all this stuff looking out for their interests, that's the minority. What about the majority of boxers? Okay? What about the journeymen and women? The ones who show up week in and week out to give rising prospects rounds, often with no proper training camp, medical follow-up, or no type of guaranteed purse. Fighters like Christian Late, a former journeyman who retired with a record of 12 wins, 279 losses, and 9 draws, over 200 career fights. Christian Late has been open about the brutal realities of life on the boxing treadmill. They're pros too, but without the perks. And they're the ones a union could actually help. Now, what would a fighters union actually do? Okay, what would the union actually do? Now, a proper boxing fighters union could establish basic protections, the kind of things most other sports take for granted, right? Take for granted. Things like minimum purse guarantees, or standardized contracts, or health insurance and post-fight medical care, pensions or career transition support, or guidelines on matchmaking and short notice fights. Some of the things a union could install in the sport that other sports take for granted, right? These issues wouldn't need to get in the way of the sport's business model either. They would just stop it from chewing up and spitting out the very people who keep it running. Keep it from chewing up and spitting out the very people who keep it running. The majority of the fighters, the 99%, okay? Now, some federations already have partial systems in place. The Boxing Union of Ireland has policies around fighter welfare, while the British Boxing Board of Control gets minimum purses for certain fights. But these aren't always enforced. And without collective bargaining power, fighters are often left to fend for themselves. Yeah, left to fend for themselves. Now, are they promoters or are they protectors of the fighters? Let's see. Now, the problem is structural. Promoters, by definition, are there to sell fights, not to protect fighters. If a replacement is needed, last minute, someone will step up. If a fighter needs a payday, they'll take the fight. And if you are not a big name, the system doesn't care how much damage you absorb in the process, okay? We've seen plenty of examples. Fighters with brain bleeds continuing to compete. Medical suspensions being ignored. We've even had stories of boxers being pulled straight off the street to fill cards. That's not just dangerous. That's disgraceful. Not just dangerous, it's disgraceful, man. Now, would a boxing union actually work? Would it actually work? Now, of course, the idea of a boxing fighter union is nothing new. And let's face it, it wouldn't be simple. Because boxing isn't a league. It's a fragmented industry with rival promotions, competing commissions, and no single governing body. In many cases, fighters work on one-off deals and rely on staying in good standing with promoters just to get fights, just to stay active. Okay? But could a union really exist in the sport of boxing today? Now, that's what our book was talking about yesterday. Maybe not globally, okay? Maybe not globally, but regionally, nationally, for small hall and domestic fighters, that's the ones that really need it. Absolutely, it could work. If players' unions exist in rugby, in soccer, football, baseball, basketball, why can't the boxers have one too? Especially when their careers are literally on the line every time they step through the ropes. Now it's time to talk about the balance. Now we don't need to blow up the sport, but we do need to rebalance it. Don't need to blow it up, but it does need to be rebalanced. Now, boxers are the product. Boxers are the product. They risk their health, their future, even their lives for our entertainment. And while the stars get the headlines, it's the hundreds of undercard battlers, journeymen, and rookies who keep the entire thing going, okay? They deserve better. Not just applause, but protection. And what do you think? Would a boxers fighting union help level the playing field? Or would it be too messy to work in such a fragmented sport like boxing? Okay. Now let's talk about the sanctioning bodies. Little thing on the sanctioning bodies now. But they are a mess. A stone mess. They are the big four. In the order they came in: WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. Yeah, they are a stone mess. Huge part of the problem. You're definitely not part of the solution. And if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Yeah, they would fight a union tooth and nail. But if the boxers, not globally, yeah, because that would just be too much, you know. But regionally or nationally, yeah, I think it could. But let's talk about these things we call sanctioning bodies, because that is the problem. Huge part of it. Okay. So why don't the four major boxing organizations merge? Why don't they merge? I'll tell you why they won't merge. Glad y'all asked. Let's talk about it. Okay, here we go. Why don't the four major sanctioning organizations merge? Now the question is, why don't the four major boxing organizations merge? Okay. The answer to why the four major boxing organizations don't merge is simple. The sport is unregulated by the government in most countries. And without regulation, anyone wanting to sell title recognition is free to set up shop. Money is the only motivator. And there's more money in more titles and more title recognition fees, right? But unlike what most people would have you believe, these sanctioning fees do not go to promoters. They go to mid-level bureaucrats who sell title recognition to the promoters, who then sell fighter access for fighters. The two oldest organizations typify the mess. For decades, they worked together. WBC, whose headquarters and power bases in Mexico, and the WBA, based in Puerto Rico, where it began life in 1921 as the National Boxing Association, or the NBA. Okay? Yes, it is, Austin, a huge show. Mm-hmm. But the 1970s saw a sudden upsurge in titles from both organizations, going to different fighters, as the demand for champions on TV increased. Now the IBF came into existence in 1983, when at the WBA's annual convention held in Puerto Rico, Robert W. Barbie Lee Sr., president of the United States Boxing Association, lost in his bid to become WBA president against Gilberto Mendoza. Lee and some of his associates withdrew from the convention after the election and decided to organize a third world-level organization, just what we needed, to coexist with the World Boxing Association and the World Boxing Council. They felt mainland U.S. interests were not adequately represented in the WBA, and Lee was angry about losing the election to Mendoza. So he went out and started the third sanctioning body. Now the WBA was born after a group of Puerto Rican and Dominican businessmen left the WBA's 1988 annual convention. This was in Venezuela over disputes regarding what rules should be applied. And the motive for the proliferation of these organizations is money, and of course, power and influence in the sport of boxing. Without regulation, money is the main reason for existence. Each body charges a sanctioning fee, which can be many thousands of dollars to allow a fight to take place for their title. Trish Dixon, editor of Boxing News, says, a lot of it boils down to greed. None of these organizations are willing to work with each other because at the moment, they each get a slice of the pie. And the pie, with television channels springing up all over, requiring sports content, is huge. Yeah, the pie is huge and they each want their own slice. Unlike tennis, where there's a single set of world rankings and a single governing body in every country, internationally. In boxing, each body has its own world ranking, which many times does not include the champions from other bodies. Dixon went on to say, you've also got interim champions, regular champions, and super champions. And the whole thing is a big, convoluted mess. We need someone to take the bull by the horns and do something about this mess. The government. That's who could fix it, but they refuse to. American promoter Lou DiBella said, boxing has become marginalized, especially in the United States, where the public doesn't know 90% of who the champions are. We need unified champions who will have name recognition. DiBella, who has promoted fighters like Regis Prograis, Kevin Farmer, Sergey Derevyanchenko, Ivan Barakic, and Richard Comey said, the problem is that, unlike other sports, there's no governing body looking after the long-term interests of the sport. Not just the interests of the boxer, the interests of the sport, period. Boxing is lacking a long-term strategy. We have not adjusted to the 21st century. They don't have no strategy. It's just day by day. Get as much money as you can get. Ain't no long-term strategy. Day by day, fight by fight, get that dollar bill, y'all. That's all boxing is. And DeBella went on to say, there are 4 major competing bodies who don't rank each other's champions. And by definition, they are not a unifying force. Not designed to unify champions. They're designed to keep champions separate. British promoter Frank Warren said, now Frank gonna get upset because they're blaming promoters. Frank said, people blame governing bodies and promoters, but you have got some fighters who don't want to fight the best. They just want to hang on to their title and make easy money. They look at Floyd Mayweather Jr. He fought a ranked amateur in his final fight. It's Conor Ben, wasn't it? Was it Andre Berto? But I think he was talking about Conor Ben. Came into the fight 0-0. Now, Frank Warren went on to blame the current mess on American TV. Frank said, you got a point here too. The main culprit is American TV because they are the ones who insisted on every televised fight having a title on the line, which led to the proliferation. He made a good point here when he said this. TV has become like another governing body itself because they are the ones who try to control the sport. And that is so true. TV is like another sanctioning body. Think about it. Now, the General Secretary of the British Boxing Board of Control, Robert W. Smith, said, I cannot see a time when the main 4 bodies would ever emerge. The difference between boxing and soccer is that we don't have fixtures. In soccer, Liverpool are going to play Manchester United on a certain date every season. In boxing, the fixtures are really left to the promoters. If the promoter has a young fighter who he wants to get established, he may use an inferior title to promote his man. Just invent one. It could be argued that Ricky Hatton was helped by becoming WBU champion. For the really big fights, you don't need a title. It would be wonderful if there was a governing body like FIFA, but I can't see that happening in boxing. Me neither. The plain fact is that the government would have to intervene to change things. And politically, that is not going to happen. That's the only way it will ever change, if the government intervenes, and that is not going to happen. Okay? And those are the real facts. Okay? So let's talk about this sanctioning body that they had back in like the 2000s. Actually had a sanctioning body, yep. Called the Joint Association of Boxing, short. That was a great name. JAB. Do a little action as we go through. Those are some belts. The 4 major belts that they give you. That you pay. They don't give you nothing, you pay for. They don't give no belts away. You pay for them belts. All 4 of them. And the interims and the supers and all that kind of stuff too. No, they don't give you belts. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this sanctioning body now. Boxing union that they used to have. I had heard about it before, but I never really looked into it. But yeah, Joint Association of Boxing. Okay, JAB. Come on, JAB. Let's go. There we go. Yeah, the Joint Association of Boxers. I like that name. JAB. Talking about a former boxer. He wasn't even in the sport anymore. Yeah, and Bud Crawford's still talking about a union. He retired, but he's been talking about a union for a few years. Bud has. Now he's trying to get it for the guys that came behind him, but the other boxers got to pushed for it too. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's true. Before that fight, Conor McGregor, you know. But was that his final fight or was it Birdoff? I can't remember. Okay, the Joint Association of Boxers. This was a union that they used to have. Now, the Joint Association of Boxers, or JAB, was short, JAB. It was a short-lived labor union established in May 2003 to represent pro boxers and negotiate collective bargaining agreements for improved wages, health benefits, and safety standards in the sport. It was founded by former light heavyweight world champion Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, alongside labor attorneys including Walter Kane. Now, JAB aimed to address long-standing issues of fighter exploitation, such as inadequate medical coverage and promoter dominance in contract terms. During initial support for high-profile boxers and affiliating with the International Brotherhood of Teamsters for organizational backing. And some heavyweights behind them too. Now, despite these efforts, spurred in part by ring fatalities like that of Bobby Tomasello, the union failed to secure broad membership or industry-wide recognition. Reflecting the challenges of organizing independent contractors in a fragmented, promoter-controlled enterprise, where top earners negotiate individually and lower-tier fighters face barriers to unify. Now, the founding and development of JAB, Joint Association of Boxers. Founding and development of this union. Like I'm skipping this up. Am I skipping to y'all as I'm talking and stuff? I don't know what's going on, but let's continue. We're going to work our way through. Founding and development. It was established in 2003. Joint Association of Boxers, or JAB, was formed in March 2003 by former pro boxer Eddie "The Flame" Mustafa Muhammad, in collaboration with Danny Kane, president of Teamsters Local 202, and labor attorney Walter Kane, to create the first trade union specifically for pro boxers. Now, the initiative arose amid concerns over the industry structure, where fighters operated as independent contractors, facing inconsistent state regulations, exploitative promoters, low compensation, often $100 to $450 per round for journeymen, lack of health insurance, and no pension systems, which left many boxers vulnerable to financial ruin post-career. Eddie Muhammad, a former light heavyweight contender, trained under Muhammad Ali. He drew on his experience to advocate for collective representation, emphasizing the need to negotiate industry-wide standards for safety, earnings, and benefits. And I think he wasn't even in the sport anymore. He was just looking out for the fighters. The initial efforts focused on recruiting boxers and building alliances, with JAB quickly gathering over 200 signed union cards by mid-May 2003, and securing endorsements from figures like Muhammad Ali, who supported the push for dignity and security in the sport. Unlike prior attempts, because it's a short-lived boxers organizing committee, JAB prioritized affiliation with an established labor organization to leverage resources for bargaining power against fragmented promoters. This step addressed boxing's historical resistance to unionization, rooted in fighters' status as contractors and the influence of sanctioning bodies, which had previously thwarted organizing drives. Sanctioning bodies, promoters, state boxing commissions, they all fought it. Yeah, they all fought it. Yeah. Yeah, Ernie Terrell. We talked about that last week, Austin. Fight of the day, Ernie Terrell, Muhammad Ali. The What's My Name fight. On May 12, 2003, The International Brotherhood of Teamsters initiated the formal affiliation process with JAB, marking a pivotal advancement in its establishment as a recognized entity capable of pursuing collective bargaining agreements. Teamsters General President James P. Hoffa highlighted the union's goals of securing health insurance, pensions, and equitable revenue shares, noting that every other sport is organized. Now the boxers will be organized too. They had some power behind them. But again, the majority of the boxers didn't buy in. This partnership provided JAD with the backing of a 1.4 million member organization, enabling early activities like the first unionized boxing fight in April 2004. So the 2003 affiliation laid the foundational structure for these developments. Okay? Yeah. We're not gonna go that deep. I'm gonna do a whole show in the future about this, but yeah, just briefly today. We're almost finished now. Now we're gonna talk about the opposition from promoters and commissions. Okay, the opposition from promoters and commissions now. Just doing your promoters and commissions. Now again, the big name boxers, they really don't care about a union because they're making millions anyway, and they got teams looking out for them, and they're not going to get taken advantage of because they the money tree for these promoters and all these crooks. But opposition there. Bear with me for like a minute, please. Oh man, I think I went past. How did I do that? Good action this weekend. I went past it. Opposition. Where are you? That was important. You had the promoters and the commissions and everybody fought it. Tooth and nail. They did not want a union in boxing. They didn't want unions in other sports, but they got them. The promoters and all those, they don't have nothing to do with the union. Nothing. That's why they hate it. They can't control it. If you get a good union off the ground going strong, there's nothing they can do. Nothing. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. Opposition from promoters and commissions. Let me slow down. Okay, we're coming to it now. Which is everybody for hanging in there. Here we go. Criticisms and challenges. Opposition from promoters and the stake and the commissions. Okay. Oh, McGregor was last. Al Booker, yeah, that's what I thought it was. Now, prominent boxing promoters mounted resistance against the Joint Association of Boxers, perceiving the union's push for industry-wide collective bargaining as a direct challenge to their dominance in securing exclusion featuring multi-fight options and deferred payments that maximize promoter profits. This opposition stemmed from the potential for standardized wage structures, benefit mandates, and dues deductions, such as JAD's proposed 3% levy on purses to erode promotional leverage and increase operational costs. While most major figures, including powerhouses like Don King and Bob Arum, withheld support to preserve the status quo of individualized negotiations, Cedric Kushner provided a re-endorsement by staging JAD's inaugural unionized event on April 15, 2004 at New York City's Hammerstein Ballroom, where participating fighters contributed dues toward health and pension funds. State boxing commissions, coordinated through the Association of Boxing Commission, ABC, further impeded JAD by upholding the classification of pro boxers as independent contractors rather than employees, a stance that precluded recognition of union authority in contractual disputes or mandatory benefits tied to licensing and fight approvals. This regulatory framework, rooted in state-level oversight without federal mandates for collective bargaining, allowed commissions to approve events without requiring promoter compliance with JAB demands, effectively sidelining the union's advocacy for standardized protections. Concerns over JAB's Teamsters affiliation amplified this resistance, as some industry observers questioned the labor union's suitability for a sport long plagued by governance issues, echoing historical wariness of external influences in commission deliberations. Yeah, the Teamsters scared the shit out of the promoters and the state commission. When they had the Teamsters backing them, that scared them to death. They said, oh, hell no, we can't let the Teamsters get into our sport. Yeah, that terrified them. Yes, it did. Let's look at some reasons for that it didn't pan out. Okay. Yeah. But when they backing them, it was terrible. The promoter, state commissions, Don King, Bob Arum was terrified. Don King here started sticking up even more. Reasons for limited success. Now, the Joint Association of Boxers encountered significant structural barriers inherent to pro boxing, where fighters are classified as independent contractors rather than employees, complicating collective bargaining efforts across a decentralized industry, with multiple promoters operating under disparate state regulations. This classification, upheld in labor law precedent, prevented boxers from leveraging traditional union protections available in team sports, right? As individual purse negotiations dominated the sport's economics. Yeah. So that they classified boxers as independent contractors, right? It's just like one-on-one. That's what differed it from team sports. It's not a league. Whereas the NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA are leagues, they couldn't lay that designation on them. But boxers, they called them independent contractors. And that complicated the collective bargaining process. That title right there, independent contractors. And this was a big one here. Boxers' reluctance to commit to union dues, proposed at $22 monthly, plus 1% a person, but you'll give the sanctioning body 3%. but you won't get a union 1% and $22 a month. Come on, man. That's crazy. And you had the big name 1% fighters making $10 million in a fight. You couldn't get 1% and $22 a month, but you get a sanctioning by the 3%. Willingly. Here you go, just to get a belt. And that the fighter's stance further undermined Jazz momentum. Industry observers noting a perceived lack of discipline among the fighters, accustomed to sporadic earnings and short careers. Many who prioritize immediate fights over long-term solidarity. They prioritize immediate fights over long-term solidarity. That was it wasn't the promoters and the state boxing commissions fighting them. The reason they failed were the fighters themselves didn't buy in. That's what I was telling you yesterday, T. Hill. The fighters got to buy in, and they don't want to rock the boat. That's exactly what happened. They don't want to rock the boat. It says it right there. They prioritize immediate fights over long-term solidarity, and it had to be a majority. You can't get 10% because they're gonna get blacklisted as troublemakers by the promoters and everybody. So you had to have like 90%, but you got to have a majority of the fighters buy into it. But that's what killed it, the fighters themselves. And high-earning boxers resisted subsidizing undercard fighters, exacerbating internal divisions and limiting membership growth beyond initial sign-ups from select promotions. And the high-earning fighters refused to subsidize undercard fighters. That's crazy, man. But you give your money to the sanctioning bodies willingly. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't subsidize the undercard fighters. Like, no. Other sports do that. Even the owners do it. The big market teams like New York, they share with the small market teams. Like basketball, the Memphis Grizzlies, big markets like New York, California, they share with the smaller markets. But no, the boxers couldn't do that. Mm-mm. And promoters wield the disproportionate influence as fighters feared blacklisting or lost opportunities is perceived as union agitators, a dynamic reinforced by the absence of entry barriers in boxing, unlike structured leagues with draft systems and revenue sharing. All they had to do was get a majority, with nothing the promoters couldn't ain't gonna blacklist everybody because they need the fighters. You get 70, 80% of them buy in, nothing the promoters can do because they need them. Get some big names up in there with them, nothing they can do to them. But that's what killed it. The fighters themselves. You think they could have done it with 30%, Al Booger? Maybe. With a few big names sprinkled in, they would have had to have some stars, the ones that would really hurt the promoters. Like a Canelo. Well, this was back in the 2000s, though. Like a Lennox Lewis, Holyfield, people like that. A few of them they could have did it, but they, the fighters just blew it. They blew it themselves. That's what happened. And so by like 2010, this is the end of it here. They didn't make it. They tried though. I never knew they actually had one. Mm-hmm. And post-2000s developments and inactivity. Post-2010, jazz visibility diminished sharply with no documented large-scale events, legal victories, or membership drives in public records or industry reports, signaling operational inactivity. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad continued personal advocacy into the 2010s, but the organization's structural challenges, exacerbated by boxing's decentralized governance and reluctance among top earners to unionize, contributed to its effective dormancy. Yeah, I agree, Alberta. They could have did it with 30, but they would have needed some top earners to be in there too. And then the higher percentage, the better. The easier it would have been, but yeah. But resistance among top earners to unionize contributed to its effective dormancy, leaving unresolved issues like post-career health support to sporadic individual efforts or newer advocacy groups. Nothing coming from boxing for that post-career health support, nothing. This period reflects broader failures in pro sports unionization outside team model, where individual mobility and promoter dominance hinder sustained collective action. But they tried, and it worked for a minute. Okay, let's a little highlight of boxing history now. We're gonna talk about unions in another show more deeply. I threw this together real quick. We was talking about that on the panel, so I started looking after I got off, and I found that they actually had a union. So, but I figured the boxers themselves would be the problem, because the promoters and the commissions, the people sanctioning body's going to fight it, but it's all in strength in numbers, man. You got to stick together on stuff like that. Divided we fall, together we stand. So kind of can't feel no sympathy for them for the state that the boxing's in now, because they could have had a union if they don't want it. I was telling T. Hill that yesterday. They don't want to rock the boat, It ain't broke, they fix it type of thing. But it is broke. That's the problem. It's very broken, the way boxing is. You retire, every boxer gets brain damage, but just more. Some is not even noticeable. Some can't talk. Look at Tommy Hearns. Before Joe Frazier's death, you hear him talk. It seemed like he was talking with an accent. But they get nothing from boxing. Once you out the door, they get out. I don't know where you got to go, but you got to get out of here. And don't take nothing with you. Did you pay for them gloves? Promoters is when they done with you. Chew you up and spit you out. But a union will solve all of that. Strength in numbers, though. And the mandatory has a few big names. That's where it hit the promoters hard as that. Some of the big tens of millions of dollar earners in that union. But when they saw their teamsters behind them, they got terrified. Said, we got to nip this in the bud. Okay, Floyd Mayweather and some of the best defensive fighters of all times. Okay? It's Floyd and Juan Manuel right there. Floyd Mayweather, well, not the quickest hands, that was yesterday. This is defense. I pulled up yesterday's thing. Thought I had erased that. My bad. There it is. Okay, yeah. Some of the best defensive fighters of all time. Okay? Little short things. Now, there's nothing like the smell of the hardwood at the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. Is this it? Yeah. Defense. The San Antonio Spurs were known for their defense. And there was no question their defense won championships. Just ask Tim Duncan. And defines champions in all sports. NBA, NFL, even in Major League Baseball. Solid defense will be the major factor. They leave someone saying, I'm going to Disneyland. Do they still do that in sports? Okay. Sam Langford, talking I'll send this now. What's the chat at? The chat disappeared. Oh, there we go. Arnie Boxing in the building. Man, where you been at, Arnie Boxing? I was asking everybody about you and everything. And there he is. I was trying to watch this show. I fall asleep, wake up 1 o'clock in the morning, like, Arnie gone now. But salute, Arnie Boxing. How are you today? My friend, good to see you. Just feel like that again. We're going to have to go find a big space in the back and dance. Don't do that no more. You've been gone for like 2 months, man. But salute, Arnie. Good to see you today. Arnie Boxing comes on at night around 9ish. Fire podcast, man. Fire. Just fire. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we're looking at some defensive fighters now. We was. Bear with me for a minute. We're going to get some link time at 3:30 today, too, because I want to talk about this union thing some more. We're going to look at a few of these. Maybe like about 10 minutes, but come on, man. I can't. We might get some link time now. I can't find this play. When all else fails, just put the link in. I was just looking at it. And I seen Arnie's name in there. I ain't seen him in so long. Got excited and lost it. It's all your fault, Arnie. Let me put the link in, man. We'll talk about that another day. I can't even, I just had it. I can't even find it anymore, man. That's crazy. That is crazy. But now we might have to go till 6 o'clock. We get the link in here early. Let's see if I can find this real quick, though. For 2 more minutes. Then I'm going to put the link. Maybe I erased it. Mm-hmm. That's probably what happened. It's all good, though. T. Hill and Arnie in here. No, they're going to hit the link. But how's everybody? We got some good fights this weekend. Ammo and Carlos Adames. This might be Ammo's last shot here. All the time is flew into his state wherever he's from, and Sunday morning, all the time gonna be knocking on Ammo's door. Yeah, well, Ammo, that's it. I'm gonna go out to pasture. Ammo ever had a title? I can't find it. All right. You know what y'all talking about? Arnie said maybe Aleem has been the wood chipper 1-2 minutes. We'll see. Yes, and Michael Collin is fighting this weekend too. It's another one. Oh, Lester Martinez. Yeah. Lester Martinez is fighting this weekend. Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah, Lester. I was hoping this is his first fight since Billy, I think. I was hoping him and Billy would run it back. What's up, Arnie?
Brother Cass, how are you doing, sir?
Oh, pretty good. Good to see you.
Yeah, man, I wanted to tell you that our schedules are right now like opposites, literally. So, that's why I haven't been on in a minute,
Because work and stuff?
Yeah, they keep changing my schedule. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
let
Okay.
me
that's
give you
cool.
the
You got
let me give
lives
you
outside of
the
this. I don't.
yeah, but let me give you the link to my Discord. I don't know if you have this or not. I think I'm hearing you twice for some reason. Give me a second. Do I have YouTube
To
open?
your
No,
what
let me.
now?
Okay. I think I'm hearing you
A link
twice.
to
No,
your what now, Arnie?
no. My Discord, so we can talk anytime. Um, do you know? Are you
Oh,
familiar with
yeah.
that? Give me a sec.
Not
T
really.
Hill, T Hill can help you with that because I don't
I
know
don't
too
know.
much about that either. But let me put it on the chat here for you. Let me put it on the
It
private
is
chat.
still right there.
That is the link to my
Okay.
Discord,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah.
We can talk anytime off the record.
Okay.
And how you doing, T Hill, brother? God bless.
Okay.
What's
That's
good with
cool.
you, Arnie?
Cool.
Good, brother. Awesome.
Cool. Okay. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
would love to have you.
What's up, TJ?
So I'm gonna say what I said in the chat, man.
Okay.
To me, Floyd best performances are number 1 Canelo, number 2 Corrales, number 3 Marcus, man. That's in my opinion.
Oh, let me see.
I mean, for me, because I know how great Marquez was. I know how he was a problem for everybody. He absolutely was a walk in the park for Floyd. Like I did never expect that. I thought it was going to be tough. I thought Floyd was going to ultimately just show him that there was a level between him and there, but I didn't think the level would be like that. I mean, goodness gracious, man. This is Marquez, all right, Marquez, and I don't understand how nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, ever made him look that way. That dude looked bad that night. I thought he was done, and then he came back and he dominated somebody. So I think that, man, when people say, like, there was somebody that did a video comparison, and I'm not trying to do this, man, because I respect all people, but people get compared to Floyd, or they say that this is the next Floyd. Man, there is nobody currently right now that is like Floyd. And people forget, man, before them hands went wrong, and he was putting damage to folks.
Yeah.
And bigger folks too. Like he was fighting always bigger people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
nobody compared to like the work he put in leading up to the fight,
Mosley was bigger than him. Corrales was bigger than him. I think Genaro Hernandez was bigger than him too.
Mosley was a good one too, Arnie. That was a good one.
I love me some Mosley. Look what he did to him.
De La Hoya was bigger than him too.
Granted, nobody smacked him like Mosley did. Mosley almost had him out of there. If Mosley would have been composed, Mosley,
first 2 rounds to get that shot, and it almost worked out for him.
Floyd Senior admitted that. Before you go, T Hill, I just remember that Floyd Senior, who I think is the best trainer I've ever seen, admitted Shane was right next to him. They were having the old chucking it up and stuff like that, which is awesome. And he admitted like he was scared to death when he landed that right hand on Floyd. Go ahead, T Hill. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, man. Go ahead, Cass.
I was just saying, Floyd showed he had a beard on that one. Mosley got that one in.
He definitely showed that.
Training camp.
but what he really showed is that at all times he's thinking, man, like, because when he got hit, that man grabbed the hell out of him. Like he held him like it was a slow dance, and it was the last song of the night, and it was with the person that he really wanted to dance with. And I mean, he composed himself. It took him a while, and then he got himself together, and then he got blasted again, and he really held on that time. Like Shane, if Shane would have had composure, and if Shane would have gave himself some space, he was woozy. He could have gotten him out of there. Cause Shane hit like a freaking sledgehammer. He had bricks.
He couldn't get
for
the
hands.
separation though.
Yes, we can ask Antonio Margarito.
Yeah.
So I gotta I don't think anybody else gets out of that the way that he had him, man. And I think, man, when he did get hit, I thought the damn glove touched the ground too. Should have been a knockdown. But I could be wrong. Maybe he just missed the ground with that. But I do know that he grabbed.
Another one like that too. Another fight.
Oh yeah, that was Chop Chop. Chop Chop
Wasn't it
definitely.
another fight where
Yes.
Chop Chop, and I think
What was that? The
Zab
other
Judah. I think Zab Judah hit him
Yeah.
one time, and glove kind of touched the
I think
ground.
Zab-
Well, Zab, I mean, you're not referring to when Zab hit him in the nuts and then in the neck, right?
No, it was another
Okay.
part of the fight.
I thought it was another part of the fight where he hit him and he kind of like stumbled and put his glove down. I thought that in the Chop Chop fight, I thought that those happened as well too. But I could be wrong, man. It's been a long time. But I will say,
You had one of those.
just
Mean Machine fight where they thought he touched. Remember when that Mean Machine?
Oh, he absolutely touched the ground.
Yeah.
It absolutely touched the ground.
Gamboa, he didn't. It was some controversy there, but not as the Mean Machine one. The Mean Machine really has the like a point. There's a point to be made there.
Yeah, I don't know how they didn't call that.
I was looking at the gloves and the pictures when you was going through the slides, and the gloves would certain gloves, like the fingers are all the way rolled in, and certain gloves they're a little bit out some.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say them egg weights was up in there with Fury, and that's why they were flopping, because they put the weights at the top of the glove, the tip of the glove, so it made it flip. I don't know if that's true, but I do remember them gloves flipping like a mug. Boy, they was floppy like this. I'm talking about circa like 1980 something, 90 something. Before
the
they went
sparring partner accused him of that too. Remember?
Yeah, sparring partner said it, a lot of stuff. So it's crazy, man, and that's why I said like there has to be something that is actually governing this sport, because they do stuff that's crazy.
Crazy, man.
And then they seem to only go after certain folk. They don't go after everyone. I want them to clean this up.
About the other union? Tio?
You said what?
Did y'all ever heard about that other union, Jad, before today? I had never heard of him.
I never heard of him. I never heard of him.
Yeah,
it was.
But the fighters didn't buy in.
Yeah. I think because they had pressure from outside sources.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
What was the question? What was the question, Cass? Did I hear about what?
They actually had a boxers union at one time in 2003, but it didn't last long. The fighters didn't buy in, and the promoters.
I never heard of that. I swear.
Me neither. And they fought them tooth and nail, and promoters.
In the 2000s? Oh man.
Yeah, like 2003 it started. But his former boxer, got his name.
That was probably my casual face.
No, I don't know if it was your casual face.
Of Boxers.
I didn't know about it either, man. But it makes sense why it didn't, though, because so many people stand to lose a lot of bread. It's like, man, there's no think about it. If you had a cure for something, you can't just come out with that cure. Them Mickey Frickies will do any and everything to suppress that information.
And the way they got them, they said boxers
exactly.
like a team. They said they individual contractors, so they couldn't really do the collective bargaining agreement. But they said they're not like employees, like a team. They called them individual contractors, right?
We talked about this on the last live that I did. I had Hill and Steph Brown there, because we touched on. I mean, we talked about a lot of things, but we talked about like the union issues, pertaining to boxing and MMA and all the rest of them. Because I mean, and even wrestling. Because think about it. I mean, okay, it depends on which chair you're sitting at, right? If you're sitting at the chair that is mid to low tier fighter, up and comer, or maybe got a few losses or something like that, you're gonna say yes to a union. But if you're, making those pay-per-views and filling up stadiums and making bank, there's no way you're gonna say yes to a union. No way.
They're the 1%, right?
Man,
they don't need a union because they already looked out.
Man, it's like the pharmaceuticals. Look at how much money they make on a yearly basis.
Yeah.
they can't afford to be something out there that's for the people. That's actually going to be good for the people. We are good for the people. We are good for this bank account. And if you're going to mess with anything that's making bread hand over feet, there's going to always come some kind of opposition or some force against. So, yeah, man, I understand why it didn't play out. I understand why there was pressure for people not to join. I'm pretty sure many people got threatened.
Right.
And, you know, it killed the momentum because you need people to come together.
At the very least, blackballed. You know, at the very least. I mean, it's like, okay, like for example, it's even more obvious in the UFC because they have an obvious monopoly on the sport. You know, there's other promotions, but everybody know that if you want to be somebody in MMA, you have to be in those three letters, right? So if you go too much off the rails, they're gonna, because they did this. I've seen them do this to a guy named John Fitch. They started matching him up with just horrible matchups, that like matchups that were just meant for him to lose, and that's what happened. And you pick up enough losses, you're gonna end up at the beginning of the card. So that's how they can destroy your career if you don't play along.
And that's what's crazy, man. And people don't understand that happens. Like I told you, remember we were talking, you said you didn't believe me. It sounds feasible, but that it just was a little bit too hard to believe. But I was telling you, they're really attacking certain fighters, man. They're really trying to make sure they don't get shined because they just have this power, and they will do any and everything to try to do it. And if they know anything about you, they will try to use whatever you got in your life going on to try to get to you. And it's crazy that it's this way.
I actually heard about that, T Hill.
But just
you were referring to me? You were referring to me, T Hill?
Yeah, irony. Remember we were having that conversation, and I said, just watch when everything plays out. It will have been nothing, and nobody's going to say anything about it. But just know that a system of time has passed.
Okay, I think I remember. Maybe it was about Sufa boxing. Maybe it was about that. I think so. Yeah. But it is true, man. It is true. It's one of those things that you don't want to believe, but it is the truth. Sadly.
It is definitely the truth. These people stand to make a lot of money, and they're not going to let anyone get in the way of making that money. And that's why before this, it was the mob. The mob was controlling everything.
Yeah, for sure.
You had to play with them. Otherwise, they made it very difficult for you.
The government of the United States had to literally ask permission to use a dog or a port, I can't remember right now, for World War II. That's how much power. The government had to ask permission. You know what that is, bro? Like,
that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, the people who like when they said in scripture, man, it says that you don't wrestle against flesh and blood.
Yes.
A lot of times it's just this power, these high places, these things that, they just got so much of a scope of reach and a scope of a resource that, you're never safe if you go against them. And I feel like, at times it rears its ugly head in things, man, because these things are how they help to control us, to get us. Just notice whenever something catastrophic is happening, we always get something that entertains us, appeases us, distracts us.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, what really is going on that we need to worry about or focus on is going on right beneath our eyes because they're giving us something.
Something else to look at. Look over here.
And to me, man, we've been getting it a lot more frequently now.
Yeah.
And I swear, like COVID, my brother was pissed at me for COVID because I was like, bro, COVID is organized. I don't believe this is happenstance.
It's so obvious. I mean, it's, oh my goodness. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but they figured, correct me if I'm wrong, T Hill, because as I'm listening to you, yes, you go through that timeline where it's the mob and the unions or what have you, depends on what time we're talking about here. But I think and by they I mean, you know, UFC and boxing and everything, they figured out a way to threaten well, maybe, well, yeah, let's use that word, threaten the fighter without threatening the fighter. You understand? Like, without being so obvious about it, because the mob will outright, you know, do something to you. But these guys, you know, they don't have to engage in that. They don't need to. They can just figure out ways. Like, for example, if you're a wrestler, then and you're not playing along, then we're gonna give you other wrestlers that can actually strike, which is exactly what they did to the guy that I just pointed out, John Fitch. Like, he couldn't strike for nothing, but he had great wrestling, and they started matching him up with wrestlers that could strike. Hence, ended up getting knocked out I don't know how many times. But like, they will do this, and if you're a striker, they're not going to match you up with another striker and let you shine. No, they're going to match you up with grapplers that can take you down and make you look bad. And I mean, you pick up 1, 2, 3 losses, I mean, it's over with, man. You're gonna end up
then they can say, like, you know what, maybe you're just not cut out for it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So they've controlled the motive.
Which they literally do that, bro. I've seen Dana White say
absolutely. Absolutely. You know that this man, you brought this to my understanding. You said he brought out the true competition and told them that, hey, look, we'll do this as long as you don't come and you have anything to do with the sport for 10 years. In 10 years, I can put my stamp upon it. And then when you come back, it'll be so much more difficult for you to go on and do it. Now, granted, you get with the right entity. And if you got the actual wherewithal, you can get back. But a whole lot of stuff got to go right for you to get there to challenge me, because now I'm entrenched. And that's Dana White. And you mean to tell me that this Mickey Fricky is good for something? He's good for himself. He's the Mickey Fricky who actually slapped somebody on television. And nobody said nothing about it.
Everybody's for themselves, especially rich people.
And I'll tell you another thing too. With Conor McGregor, he really dodged the bullet. Dana did, because I was thinking about this the other day. Because there's been many superstars, you know, Ronda and Anderson Silva and John Jones and GSP and so on. But there's really been nobody like Conor McGregor in MMA so far. You know, I don't think that's debatable as far as numbers go. I mean, he has like 5 of the 6 top pay-per-views ever in the company. So there you go. But they really dodged the bullet, because I remember when he started asking for ownership stake in the UFC. That's when it really got dicey for them. And thankfully for them, he dropped I'm sure they figured out a way behind closed door to say, listen, buddy, this is not going to happen, but let me give you all this money for you to shut up about this, you know, something like that. And that's it. But Conor McGregor, he was making so much freaking money that he was like, whatever, you know, and I cannot say that I blame him, even though I have many issues with him. But they really dodged that bullet, because he was the one guy that just you couldn't say no to. If he wanted to fight in Las Vegas on May 2nd because he wanted to, you had, figure it out, bro. Figure it out.
And you know, he's a dichotomy. No, go ahead, Kaz. My bad.
I was just saying, he really knew how to promote this. Look what he came to boxing and did in
Exactly.
one fight. Look at all the money he made. Just one fight, man.
And that's the thing. Like, you see Francis Ngannou and these other guys. I mean, and I was like, listen, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot here, because these other guys are going to watch this and are going to see, hang on a second here. I've been busting my ass, you know, and this guy is making, and listen, not for nothing. This guy's making all this money, and he only has to worry about punches coming through. He doesn't have to worry about kicks, knees, somebody taking him down, none of that. So people are going to see that and going to do the math and be like, hang on a second here. If I can make 5% of what this guy is making, that's more than I make in 2 years in the UFC.
Yep.
Maybe more. I'm actually being very nice.
And the cool thing about it is you're making money hand over foot.
Yeah.
You're making money hand over foot, and you're making it off of the names. You're not making it off of your name.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody acknowledges, okay, when it comes to MMA, this is the brand, but the brand is the fighters. And see, that's the thing. Like, it's tough because, like you said, it can be manipulated because they have more control over everything than anything. else that the fighter can do. Of course, you got names that transcend. You got people who like resonate with folks. People like a badass dude. Like, yo, I'm just badass. I don't give a fudge. I buck authority. So that's gonna always be something that's gonna be a selling point. Your boy Conor McGregor just had the perfect mindset, and he knew how to carry it out in word and in deed. So whatever it was, that's what people really want. They want to be maverick like that. They want to go out there and whoop ass. They want to be able to say, yo, I can kick tail whenever I want to. And you're right. He was lightning in a bottle. And instead of like working with that, he couldn't, because he didn't want to pay these people. Bob Arum don't want to pay them people. Eddie Hearn don't really want to pay them people. Right. They just want to give them a fraction of it.
Just enough to be happy. But not too low for them. I saw this at the Bronx Tale. One of my favorite movies of all time is A Bronx Tale. And
hell yeah,
when he sits down with when Sonny sits down with the kid, he's telling him that he's explaining exactly that. Like, I give him a lot, but not too much. Too much, they don't need me anymore, and they will bail on me. And if I give them too low, they're gonna rebel on me. So I keep it in the middle. It was brilliantly explained. So what the UFC did, because listen, if you're Dana White or whoever is with him, Hunter Campbell, etc., you're like, listen, we dodged this bullet with Conor McGregor, but we don't want to be in this situation again, right? Because this was still the pay-per-view model, so they still depended on certain guys, like that 5-6 people short list of superstars. So they had to play along, They still had that leverage. But what did they do? They changed the business model, and it started with the ESPN deal, and now obviously with Paramount, which is we put out X amount of events per year. I can't remember if it's 48 or 50, whatever. It's almost every week, right? And they're getting a check. So now the fighter lost their leverage, because all they have to do is put out the content and they're getting a check. So they don't need a Conor McGregor or a Ronda or whoever as much as they used to need them in the pay-per-view model. You understand? Like now it's more about, okay, let me make sure I put all of these events together, and they're gonna cut me a whatever $1 billion check that they cut me. So they don't need that super. Not that they don't want it. Obviously, the more the merrier, right? The money comes, the more money the merrier. But now it's a commodity. It's not a necessity as it used to be. That's the real problem now. So, I mean, what else can we say, But we can talk about the fights coming up this weekend if you guys want, or we can continue on this topic, whatever you guys want.
Kaz, what you want to talk about?
Is this Lester Martinez's first fight since the Billy fight?
Yes.
Yeah, it's out in San Bernardino, California, too, man. I would like to go, man, but my leg won't permit.
That's right. Yeah, you broke the leg. Yeah, damn. Yeah.
ProBox has been on a roll, guys. ProBox has been on a roll. I mean, the best fight of the last weekend, hands down, was put on by ProBox, obviously. And we had boxing in the UK and in the USA. And also the Nonito fight. So, I mean, man, Nonito Donaire lost. What a shame. But, it is what it is.
It's time for
I remember Emmanuel Alim from that amazing fight he had against Yevgen Kitrov back in the day. If you haven't seen that fight, please watch that fight. It's an unbelievable fight. But he's been through the wood chipper, man. He lost badly to Hugo Centeno, and I think he lost badly to maybe one of the Charlos, or maybe it was J-Rock, somebody else. I can't remember. So we'll see.
Well, shout out Al Booger. Oh, go ahead, Kat.
That's just going to ask Arnie, you think it's time for Nonito to hang him up?
Yes, unfortunately, yes, because I don't want to see anything badly happen to him. You're a legend, bro. Like, you are a stone cold legend. So, if Manny Pacquiao doesn't exist, you're probably the greatest thing out of the Philippines.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I thought he should have hung him up after. Remember the Santiago fight?
Yes.
I thought he should have hung him up after that.
That was showing that the decline had happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is a sport where, like, in one fight you can see the system of time take its toll on you. So
You know?
I agree with it. I don't think he should get back in the ring, man, and especially, man, you know that his nutritionist and his supplementationalist no longer there to help work with him and try to work with what he is working with. But that being the case, man, my man Al Booger, he said,
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
top rank is going to throw the young Xander up in there with Boots. Now that's a great question.
Yes. Yes. I think personally, my whole assessment with that is, first of all, let me start by saying that in my opinion, the eye test, leaving belts out of the way and all the rest of it, my eye test tells me that in 154, these are number 1 and number 2 fighters. Okay, that's in my opinion. Now, with that being, I appreciate it. And with that being said, though, I don't think Xander is ready now. I would prefer. I want to see the fight. I just don't want to see it now because I would much rather Xander takes care of Kelly and Boots takes care of whoever wins Fundora and Thurman, or vice versa. You know, and then we meet at the top. You know, we meet at the top for all the marbles as it should be. And screw Virgil.
If
I would like
go ahead. No, go ahead. Screw Virgil.
No, that was it. I was gonna end it.
So for me, man, if we get this fight, if we are to get this fight, then I think it has to go the other way around. I think, like you said, Boots would have to fight Fundora. He would have to fight Kelly. I don't think that Fundora is a matchup that Xander really is going to benefit from. I think that's going to be a really tough matchup for him. So it should be the other way around because I think Boots handles. I think Boots handles them all, but he has a better chance.
Who the toughest one was Xander, Fundora or Boots? What you think? Both of y'all.
The toughest one for anybody is going to be Boots, man. Boots can do everything in the ring.
I agree.
You know, certain people you might have to watch out for certain things. Now, like what I will say about Fundora is that watching his sister at work, he's starting to understand that jab can be very beneficial to your game, and he's getting better with applying it.
Yeah,
he's done better in the fights since she's been getting shine, utilizing that jab, and then he got that surgery, so now he can see a lot better as well too. So you know, you don't have to operate as close, and he can actually see. Because I know what it's like when I can see in front of me. Yeah, but it has shape more so than it has definition. Like,
that's what I say. You know what?
I can't see if you're really blinking. I can't see. I could just see you.
Do you wear glasses?
Yeah, I wear glasses, so like it's blurred, but I see you.
Okay.
And like intricate things, I can't see. So those things matter in fights too, by the way. Like if you see somebody wince, that's important. If you see somebody like smile because something happened, that's important. Because sometimes it's a tail sign. Oh, he don't like that. Oh, okay, he good with that. He's still strong. You would hear Tank say this, like he's still strong right now. Like he ain't reacting like I want him to react to stuff. So let me go on and continuously move him around and give him something to think about. He ain't ready yet. And if you can't see these things, you can't pick up on these cues, you can get duped. Yep. So I think him changing his vision helps him also with that. But at the same time, man, we got to see it in the ring. I can believe one thing: the ring is going to show me the truth, and that's why I like the fact that they're trying to push for the fight now. Whether that fight gets made, the only thing that I would say that lends itself to favor is the fact that they needed a production company to push their fights, and I know how bad they want to feature Boots on that production company in DAZN. So that could have been one of the, hey, look, within X amount of fights, we got to get this fight. Might not be next, but it got to be soon.
Bob Everett is true. Bob not doing that next though.
What was your question, Cass? I want to make sure that I understand your question. Who's the toughest of the division?
First I was saying Bob is not. No, I was saying who was the toughest for Xander right now, Boots or Fundora?
Without a shadow of a doubt. But the thing is, Boots, right? Boots is the answer
Yeah.
because,
Okay.
well, for everything that T Hill said, but also like we've seen the cracks in Fundora. You know, which even in fights that he's won, like the Lupin fight. You know, we've seen the cracks in his game.
Yeah.
Um, we haven't seen really the cracks on Boots' game. You know, so yeah, he got hit against Karen, but Karen is so it's criminally underrated. So
Yeah.
I don't. Everybody was coming down on Boots. I was the only dude on the planet that was saying, "Hey guys, this dude is actually pretty fucking good," you know. But
Yeah.
the
Yes, he
the
is.
Fundora, I'm not. I'm. I don't think Fundora is that good, guys. To be honest, I think Virgil is a tougher challenge than Fundora. Fundora got the size, obviously.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
that's the thing. You know, he can get away with keeping his head on the center line forever. You know, and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I mean, he Fundora can really shine against somebody that ain't got no feet and also keeps his head on the center line like a Ting Su.
Mhm.
Right, and he had a lot of issues on the first fight anyway. So, Sander doesn't have that power. That's the problem, you know.
Mhm.
But he's got everything else, man. He's got feet. He's got a sweet jab, sweet uppercuts. His IQ is improving. He is
Yeah.
not afraid to mix it up at
That
times.
last fight was the
He's
best. I'm
very
sorry, Ronnie, but go ahead.
he,
I just want to throw that in there. The last
me
fight,
too. Me
man,
too.
that was
The
the best
Abbas
I ever
fight.
seen.
He nearly gave me a
Yeah.
heart attack in that fight, but I appreciated it
Man, he
nevertheless.
was
The but the
moving
thing
and
with Sander
all
is that
kinds
to
of shit. He
me,
was doing it all that last fight.
yes,
Mhm.
I just felt like Abbas gave too many of those early rounds, you know. But Xander, I just man, I love the kid, needless to say, but he's not there yet. He's not. He's
Yeah.
there for maybe. He's definitely there for Kelly. He's
Yeah.
there for a lot of people, but he's not there for Boots, man. Not now. Not now. It's like,
Not yet.
I mean, listen, if he goes out there and he loses, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it could be
No.
great for him to pick up, you know, to
You
have that
know.
experience. He can grow
Yeah.
from it. So, from that standpoint, okay, if you want to do the fight, make that money, and whatever happens,
But Arnie,
happens.
it depends on how you lose too. Now you know. Depending on how
Exactly.
you lose too.
As well.
I
Yeah.
don't, I don't, I don't think Bob putting him in there right now. Bob ever been doing this for a long time. He's a
It doesn't
smooth
even make
operator.
sense, to be honest
He's
with you.
not doing
It
that.
doesn't really make sense to make the fight
Yeah.
right now. It doesn't. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna
That's
leave
how I would
Kelly
answer
on the belt.
Alberger's question. I would say no, Alberger.
Because
They're not
Sander was
doing
calling out Kelly. Yeah, that's another thing that I wanted to point out. When Kelly beat Bakram, well,
that.
if
Yeah.
you believe that he beat Bakram, right? When he beat Bakram,
Mhm.
Xander was you know, I saw an excerpt from an interview that he was saying that, like, we sent a proposition to them and all that, so we're waiting to hear. He's probably gonna do a voluntary over in the UK. Let's be honest. So I don't think
Who's that,
Kelly.
Xander?
Because
Oh,
Kelly,
Kelly.
yeah, Kelly knows he can't mess with other champions. He got gifted
Yeah.
a decision against Bakram in his country. I mean, how many times can you get lucky? You know, so
Yeah.
uh, it doesn't make sense to have the best fight each other when you got champions that really don't belong there. You know.
Mhm. Yep, that's true. Yeah. Kelly can't beat any of them guys, man. You know, what I'm gonna say about Fundora is
Well, we're gonna find out about
they better
Fundora.
get him
Isn't he
now.
about to get in the ring?
I would say they better get him now because that boy getting good with that range and distance and that
Yeah, he's starting to see better, man. I'm telling you,
They
man.
better
Like,
get him now.
I think the last fight that we're looking at him is that Tim Tszyu fight, and in that Tim Tszyu fight, he still couldn't see, so he still had to rely
Yeah.
upon like what he has been known for, and he's been good at what he did. But a lot of people want to say just because of the cut, that fight didn't happen that way. But I agree the fight should have been stopped. But
Definitely.
Yeah.
but
I don't know.
I
What
do
they was doing in
believe
that fight, man.
I believe that he was accommodating the things that Tszyu was doing, and he was getting better at it and better at it before the cut. Now, I do believe that at the beginning, Tszyu was getting the better of him, but it still was competitive. Now, does that cut change things? Absolutely. I'll be a fool to say it did not. And because of that cut, and because he kept fighting, when people have anything to say about a certain other situation that took a place where somebody got attention because something got in their eye, I don't give weight to it because that man had blood flowing through his eye the whole dang fight and he
They
fought.
never even stopped it.
Nah, and they should have, dog. They should have. That was dangerous, and
They
everybody.
didn't never stop the cut, T Hill.
Yeah, well, I asked Nacho. I asked Nacho, and I was like, "Yo, I mean Stitch." I was asking Stitch. I was like, "Is there anything that you could have done differently?" Because he's the best cut artist, and he was like, "Nah, unfortunately, there's some cuts that can't be done." He said they should have just stopped the fight.
Then the kind you stop, right?
Yeah, they should have just stopped it. And I because of that, he has been worried about that eye ever since.
Yeah.
And it showed itself in every fight since then. Like he's not the same because mentally he's always thinking about that eye busting up and like that again. You can't be in a ring like that. You can't be compromised.
I don't know. The man was coming out at the beginning of the round pouring blood. When the round started, and they just kept go round after round after round. That was crazy.
But to your point, Cass, yeah, they had everything, man. They just they dropped the ball on that.
I mean, they kept looking at it, but he just
they dropped the ball because you gotta think about it, and this is where the PBC was like, "Nah, we not about to stop this. We gonna go through with this. We done paid all this money, and we need declaration. So if he ain't gonna be able to do it, we need to have a definite champion. So you gotta toughen it out." And I'm pretty sure they compensated him fairly for that because they could have jeopardized, and they did change the scope of his career, man, because he's worried about that eye now.
Yeah, you can see it.
But I will say this, that since that fight was where he knew at that point in time, I got to do something to help my eye. I got to be able to see better up in here because I got to see stuff coming, and I got to be able to pay attention to small details. And I think that's what made him and convinced him to get that LASIK. The only other thing I would have suggested him do was get some of them goggles. I don't know if you could fight with goggles, but put goggles on. I think it'd be tough because you're getting them goggles hit, and they could do damage. But he needs to be able to see.
You keep going in.
Hey, them OGs, yeah, for sure. it's like crazy, man. We go out there and play basketball. I used to have to play basketball without no glasses, man. I had to. And it hurts because to a certain point you can't gauge everything. Now I was still able to play, but I could have been so much more efficient if I could have seen clearly. And to this day, like my glasses are out of prescription, so I don't see as clear as I used to see. You know how when you get that brand new prescription, everything seems like it's like in fine print. I don't have that fine print no more. It's a little blurred to it, but I can see enough now.
Which other fights do we have? We have Aline
Let me ask
versus
y'all this
Lester. Sure.
Goggles, booger.
Let me ask y'all this question: who y'all got on Keith Thurman and Fundora?
Oh man, great question. Okay, so I'm gonna put it to you like this. Okay. I am hoping with all my heart that Keith Thurman pulls it off, right? But I have a lot of. I think I told you that before. But the thing about it, man, is I don't.
Your head telling you.
Right, that's the problem, right? When I leave my heart and go to the head, everything says Fundora, man. I mean, the size is there, and the thing is that I don't know about Thurman. How can I know when you're coming off of Brock Jarvis? How can I really know? I mean, you're not facing Brock Jarvis. You're facing a giraffe, man, that is like 2 feet above you, that can fight. I'm not a fan, but I got to tell the truth, right? He can fight. He's been in the trenches. Now Thurman does have a sweet little footwork. He has sweet footwork. He can crack when he wants to, and
his capability and stuff.
This is one of them that I'm hoping I'm wrong. But if I'm betting money, I'm betting on Fundora for sure.
How many fights have he had in like the last few years? Like one?
Well, in his defense, I mean, Fundora postponed the fight because they were supposed to fight. I can't remember if it's December or November. So in Keith's defense, he was, and not for nothing. I really wanted to see him versus Tim Sue because they both fought on the same day, basically, or the same week over in Australia when Keith Thurman got through with Brock Jarvis and Tim Sue got through with Joey Spence, right? So that fight made all the sense in the world, but whatever. So Keith has had, unfortunately, fights postponed and fights not happening. So I'm going to give him somewhat of the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Okay. What happens if Discord work, Arnie?
Say that again.
It's just like a link or something. It's like we doing now.
Yeah, it takes you to a thing, and then when you're there, you just got to navigate to where you can have conversation through text, like messages, or there may be one that has a speaker, and you click on the speaker, and if it's available or he's accessing it, he can pull you up, and you guys can talk.
You got to be on it when you call or something.
Or you can message. You can send direct messages too. Like, are you available? Like directly.
It acts like a telephone and a text.
Yeah, I got it down anyway.
Awesome. Because I got voice channels, so we can talk like
this. I was wondering. It's kind of way that you know somebody calling in. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna put my information on there too. When I get off.
Who else is fighting though? I want to see who else
is
fighting.
That, right? Put your information on your Discord.
Oh yeah. Let me know if you have any trouble.
Oh, you got Walder and what's his name coming up? Walder and what was it? Who's it? Chisora? That's speaking, ain't it? I think.
No, that is I think the 28th, isn't it? Hang on a second. Teremoana is fighting tomorrow. Look at that. Teremoana is Teremoana is gonna fight for the first time in the USA, I think, right? In the Adames and Amo undercard. And Michael Conlan is fighting tomorrow. I forgot about that. I knew he was fighting, but I didn't know it was like tomorrow. Man, I always liked Michael Conlan, but he's had a few. Yeah, he's had a few tough ass fights. So Oh, Willie
Nakatani not that far away neither. You know?
Let's see.
Like what? A little over a month. They in May, right? Monster Nakatani?
Yes.
Is that May?
That is either May or June. I think it's
not
May.
that far.
I think it's May. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on the back.
Puro Sur.
Oh, okay. Damn, how long you been back? He hasn't been back there that long. Because I just looked and wasn't nobody back there. Yeah, he couldn't have been there. There you go, Puro. You haven't been back there that long. I just looked back there.
In the flesh.
Yeah. What's that?
As they say. Same old Cass, Irony, Tommy. What up?
God bless, brother. How you doing today?
God bless y'all. God bless y'all. I'm doing, man. Killing my lungs, bro. Killing my lungs.
What you think about you think about Lester and Aleem,
you
bro?
Called it. Same old.
You think Lester's gonna steamroll through Aleem, or do you see
I've never seen Aleem fight, so I couldn't tell you.
Let me recommend you a fight, if I may. Okay, watch.
Okay,
I'm gonna put it on the private chat. It's Emmanuel.
Yeah, person look like they sound. Pero, you look just like you sound, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Emmanuel is versus Evgen Petrov. You see it there on the private chat. Try to see that fight, bro. It's an amazing fight.
Which one?
See that? Oh, he got scared.
Is that a recluse?
Oh, nah. Shit, if it was, bro, like I need to go away from it.
Which fight was you just talking about?
I put it on the private chat. It's Aleem versus Keetrov. Oh. If y'all haven't seen that fight, please.
Never heard of Keetrov.
He was in the contender on that series that the son of Mosley won.
Okay.
Yeah, he was part of that roster.
Mosley won the contender?
Yeah, his son, Shane Mosley Jr.
Oh, May 2nd. Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I got knocked out in the first fight.
It's early in the month.
And what
Yeah,
you
because
think
Shane
about
Jr. sucked when he started.
and what you think about Adames and Ammo, bro?
I'm rooting for Ammo, but Adamas is tough, man.
Yeah, I got Adamas in that one.
But I'm rooting for Ammo because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
That Moana is the co-main event for that fight. How about it, huh?
Yep. My boy Carl happy about that. He loves Terra Moana.
I like him too. I it's a little too slow for my liking, but hopefully he'll clean that up.
Heavyweights suck anyway.
Good action coming up,
And what you think about Fundora and Thurman, man? Everybody gave the prediction. What's up?
Oh,
What
yeah.
about you?
I got Fundura, but Thurman's got a shot with his experience, but he's old and injured.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what
I think the only reason that they keep pushing this fight is that he has a contractually obligated fight that he's owed.
Yeah, I don't see how he does it.
Yeah. I think there's that. I think there's also, you know,
maybe like
they like you said, they gotta like make certain things right with him, man, because you know certain things he did lended itself for him to get kind of like where he's in this position where he's at right now, man. You know, when you're fighting and you have the belt, you should be defending your belt. And if there's another champion at some time after defending your belt, you should be making a fight for the other champion. And he didn't really want to do that. And I think that the fight that he did get, you know, I thought myself, you know, I thought that, you know, he won it, but, you know, it was a very close fight and I could see why it went the other way. But because of that, I think that culminated with the fact that, you know, he stayed away from certain other fighters and, you know, as he's been getting older, he's been getting hurt. And it's like, yo, well, we're going to do this solid for you. But the money is still behind Fundora. He is the younger fighter on top of that. And he is remotely the healthier fighter. I think that, you know, Thurman can give him some, I think it's going to look like the Benavidez Boo fight, but just differently. But it will start off very competitive. And then you can just see the separation.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what's going to play out in that fight. And I think that, you know, he will get played. You're going to get paid. And, you know, I think that, you know, he can go on and ride off to the sunset. But, I mean, this fight will be the barometer on whether or not we put him in any other fights for contention, for title contention. Because, you know, he is a former titleist. He is a former champion, too. So, you know, they want to make sure they do due diligence to, hey, if this is your sundown to your career, then man, we're gonna let you go down guns blazing.
Mm-hmm.
But now if it don't look good, then you know, if you should continue, you're just gonna be a measuring stick for other fighters.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. He's a waste of our time, bro, but he's got good representation, so.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Who
this
is
fella's
that?
last shot.
Who is that?
Your boy.
Keith.
Keith D.
And I'm a one-time fan, bro, but yeah, man, I mean,
you know, it's
one thing
holding up the division.
He gonna make it sure it's gonna be entertaining going up into that fight. I just hope that he's able to make it entertaining in the ring. Because if he can, then you know you still can fight. Because boxing, if you're still able to move well enough and you're still able to set your punches up, you still have commodity in that ring. But now, if you can't and it looks bad, then you know this is his last hurrah.
Yeah.
This is what's her name riding off into the sunset, and you don't know if he good or he not. He just on a horse.
I think it might be bad.
I just think it's too much of a much of a leap, in my opinion. From man, it's. I mean, okay, he's been in there with the who's who. Obviously, he had an unbelievable one of the best fights I've seen in my life. It's Keith Thurman versus Sean Porter, guys. I just have to say it. And he had a great fight against Danny Garcia. He's been in there with Pacquiao, the who's who. I get all of that, but I just. Oh, man, from Brock Jarvis all the way up to Fundora.
It's a
you know what
jump,
I'm
baby.
saying? Like, yeah, man. Like that's like going from I don't know, playing in the second grade all the way to the NBA or something like that. Like I don't
Hot dogs and steak.
like I don't know, man. Like, but you know, okay. If anybody can pull this off, it's somebody like Keith because he's got a deep toolbox. Not for nothing, you know. He does have a deep toolbox. Man, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He was once Keith Thurman. Yep.
Yeah.
One time, sometime, once upon a time, but I still
Yeah,
I
that's
still
what it
love
is,
the guy
man.
though. I still love the guy.
Yeah. I was a real fan one time, but you know, you gotta
Yeah.
be realistic
Well,
about it.
hopefully he'll be. I can be better one time than I ever was before.
You're gonna need that.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll be that one time. I can be greater one time than I used to be great, but I can be greater one night than I ever have been before. And
I
hopefully
think
that's
it's
what
gonna be
it
like
is.
bad after the fight. Everybody's gonna be like, that's what everybody was thinking in the back of their mind. It's going to end up bad for me. Everybody gonna
I'm
be
saying,
like, that's what we all think.
I'm saying it wrong. I'm saying it wrong. Here, this is what I want to say. I might not be as great as I once was, but I can be greater once than I ever was before. Maybe we need that one time.
That was very well said. I love that. I love that.
If it was a Fundura, like maybe like a few fights ago, when he wasn't like using his height and his reach and stuff. But his last couple of fights, man, he's been impressive offensively. So
Good,
you know,
man.
but on the defensive end, that's Keith Thurman's window.
But it's gonna be hard to get in there and punish him, though. I think.
I saw Albuga. I
gonna-
saw Albuga just join my Discord and Cass and Puro. You see the
Okay.
link there. If you guys use that or want to join, feel free.
Yeah, I just got a notification that Albuga joined.
Oh, you're there already? Wow, I don't see.
Yeah, I've been there.
Awesome.
I was like one of your first ones there.
So I just saw there's one of those Japan cards coming up as well. Puro and T Hill and
Yes, sir.
Cass. I want to ask you guys something. You guys think Michael Conlan still got one more run in him or no? Because he's
what was his first run? Is my question.
Say that again.
What was his first run?
Okay, that was nice. That was nice.
No, I like Conlan. He's a good fighter. It's just, you know, contender. This is never was able to get over that hump, you know. And because here's the thing, it sucks for me because he was doing so good against Lee Wood, man.
I believe he had a run, but his run was just a run of great competition and great fights. Like, he was always in good fights. He was always favored, but somehow, some way, it just didn't work out for him in most fights.
The thing is that it sucks for me because he was doing very well against Lee Wood, man, and then he got caught and it was a horrible knockout, and then was it Venado or was it Gil that got him next? I can't remember. I think it was
Venado. Yeah, Venado cooked him.
That was a nasty knockout, and this guy Gil also because the thing is that the cat was out of the bag once that Lee Wood debacle happened. The cat was out of the bag. You gotta take it to him and just maul him, and you're gonna get him. That's the thing. It's too easy of a blueprint to beat you, man.
Yeah. No, he does nothing overly special. You know, a good fighter.
Also,
he can box. You know, it's just, his chin is utter as the UK people would say, shite.
Exactly. And the worst part about it is that he gets, and I saw somebody told him in the corner after the Venado fight, he said, you keep fighting the wrong fight. Like, you keep getting dragged into this, firefights, which, I mean, come on, man. Like, you're doing the other guy a favor, basically. But, I mean, it's easy for me to say. We'll see, man. He's fighting tomorrow. Hopefully he picks up a dub. We'll see.
Yeah, just unfortunately, like his legs aren't fast enough to keep him out of harm's way. So we're all victims of what we got.
True. So I thought Resendez was gonna fight Maul. Now he's fighting Munguia.
Yeah,
all over
yeah,
the place.
yeah. No, I don't think that the twins are coming back, man, which sucks.
I'm not impressed with that card at all. I was hoping to see a co-main event like an Abdullah Mason versus Joe Cordina fight, something like that. That would have really bumped that card up, because
I'm super impressed with it.
You think so? I mean, Oscar Duarte
Yeah, of
versus
course.
Angel Fierro, and Shakram. Oh, Shakram Giyasov is on that. No, he's not fighting for the title, obviously, because that's not allowed for him, apparently. But he's fighting.
No, that's a great card. Great card.
Hopefully it pans out, man, because I don't know. Maybe I'm the asshole in the room here, but I don't.
I mean, we're almost there. What are we in April, right, or not yet?
Almost. Yeah.
Almost. Okay. Yeah. So we're pretty much there, man. And then Benavidez gets his ass kicked. That'd be the icing on the cake.
But tell me the truth, Puro. Aren't you a little at least for the co-main? Let's stick to the co-main, right? Because I could be dead wrong about the card, and I hope I am, obviously. But I was hoping for Resendez and Maul more than Resendez and Munguia. Were you not?
I was, because I'm a fan of Maul, but to be honest, like, Maul hasn't done anything at 168 to warrant that title shot. So, like, I love Maul. I love Maul. Like, I was one of my most anticipated fights was Canelo Jamal, but it never happened for whatever the reason is.
Revenge for little brother, man. Revenge for little brother. What happened?
Yeah, no, none of that revenge stuff it's all corny to me. I mean, like,
Maul and Canelo was talking about way before me, all right.
It's a selling point.
Yeah. Well, that's because they were all talked about. Canelo ducks everyone, so, like, Canelo ducked the twins his whole entire career.
Like,
Maul hasn't done anything, man.
So
yeah, I'm a fan of Maul. So I would have liked it, but no, I liked what they proposed better.
Just to be clear, that's the one that beat Lamana, right?
Lamana, correct.
Okay, so and
he also beat Benavidez' little brother, or big brother, excuse me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about that. And okay, so let me speak about the big ass elefante in the room here, Bubu Andrade.
What about him?
When in God's name are you getting back in the ring, bro? I mean, because
who cares?
I mean, I like the guy. I think he's super. I think he's been I think he's had a subpar career compared to what his skill sets are. He couldn't get certain fights or whatever, but he's been telling people like everybody's dogging him. I'm not buying that. Listen, if I'm not buying it for Jao Bubu, because if I'm not buying that for Jao, that's the thing. He's been the most, like, we talk about inactivity when it comes to Keith Thurman and a couple of other guys, but he's been the most, and he hasn't fought since Benavidez. And how many times has Benavidez fought since that fight? I mean, that tells you all you need to know. He fought Vosdig, he fought Anthony Yard, he fought, I'm forgetting a name, god damn it. Morel. I'm sorry, Morel. And now he's fighting Zurdo. So he's fought how many times? 4 times since he fought you. So I mean, it sucks, man, because the guy's so skilled, but he's gonna have a career where he's gonna be most known for that loss, man. He's gonna go into that basket of the most people are gonna know you is for that one loss, sadly.
I mean, it's gonna be known for being a clown of boxing, bro. I mean, like, I hope he never comes back.
I thought he was retired.
I hope so.
When was that fight, him and Benavidez?
3 years ago?
Like 23 or something?
Yeah, because Benavidez been fighting twice a year.
That's so long, you can't even remember what year it was. That's bad.
I mean, he got cooked by Damon Nicholson. He ducked Zach Parker. I mean, he ducked Jermel, he ducked Jamal, ducked Triple G, he ducked everybody.
I mean, I'm not so sure about the Charlo, man. He ducked Triple G, but he pulled up on Canelo and he pulled up on the Charlo several times, man. Like, he really wanted to fight the Charlo, so I'm not so sure that he was the one that ducked. But
he pulled out the week of the fight, so
I mean, okay, okay.
I mean, there's no debating that. I mean, his own promoters said to take the deal because you might not get it again, and he didn't take the deal. To be honest, to be fair to him, I think his dad mismanaged his career to steal a bunch of his money, but that's not my problem.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
True.
You know,
That's pretty bad.
one less clown, bruh. One less clown. I mean, because of him, we got Shakur and David Benavidez running amok. But I'll throw Shakur some bail though, because Shakur, you know, he's fought dudes. He's actually a legitimate champion. I like Boo Boo and David.
Are you guys excited for Cepeda versus who is it? Roach?
Of course.
Did they sign that? I didn't know that.
I think so. I think it's they're the co-main for what again? I can't remember now. It's at
Yeah, I like that one.
oh, shit.
It's a good match.
Good fight.
That's a good matchup right there. 135.
I had no idea. I can't.
135. 135.
I mean, Pitbull was at 40, right? Roach and Pitbull.
Yeah, versus Football was at 40 for the title, correct? Or?
Back to 135 now, right? Okay.
Yeah, I think Cepeda's going to cook him. Easy work.
You think so, man?
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, Cepeda's a one-trick pony, and I mean that with no disrespect whatsoever. It's better one trick than no trick, right? But
what was his trick, though? What was his trick, Irony, before you continue?
Always in the front foot. Always in the front foot, throwing punches and bunches, and he overwhelms you. You know, he doesn't.
But he's effective, though. He's effective.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he's not. I'm just saying that he's a one-way street type of guy.
No, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
What is
like
anyway,
I said, it's not.
The Payday and Roach.
Say that again.
When is that fight?
I have no
You
idea.
heard
Give me a
nothing
second.
about it?
Yeah, me neither. But I did hear they were trying to make it.
Okay.
I think it is though, because I saw. Oh, there's technique also. Awesome.
I heard something about it.
The Discord. Awesome. That's what I'm talking about.
Did you see? I signed on too, honey. You didn't.
I can't see you. Shoot me a direct message, because it always says like this guy came in, waved to say hi, something like that. I'm not the most well versed dude in Discord whatsoever. Doctor is the one that got me in there.
Today is the first time.
Hopefully Hitchens can leave our atmosphere as well.
Say that again.
Hopefully Hitchens could get rid of as well.
You want him to sign with Sufa or what do you think?
No, I want him to retire.
Retire? Are you talking about Richardson Hitchens?
Yeah, that guy.
Come on, Fuda.
I'm just tired of the clowns, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
He is a clown, that's for damn sure.
Invite.
You know, but
accept the invite. It says accept invite. I hit that.
Shoot me a direct message if you can.
Okay.
Or maybe hang on a second. Let me add you. I don't know. What's your name? Is it Cass?
Yeah, you put Cass. I put Curtis. You put my real name in there.
Curtis. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay. We'll figure it out somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Discord is pretty tricky, but when you go to it, because like if you have like more subscriptions or you've been added to more people's Discord, they'll be there as well too. Because I've got like 5 Discords, so all of them are there. You just gotta look at their logos and know who they are, and then you click on them.
Right.
And then when you click on them, they'll have the messages that they have been talking about. And the messages, they don't look like they appear in chronological order. They appear when it first started. And they will always go there. Now, the latest message will be the last one there, but it'll be messages thereafter that will precede it. So that text thread will always be the one that you go to. And when it shows you the newer one, it'll probably show you at the bottom, but then when you go to it, it'll take you back up. So that's kind of difficult with it as well too. But when you go to their channels or to their Discord, there'll be like the messages. It'll be like some other thread that they probably have set up. Like for Irony has a he has a wrestling thread.
Yeah.
So that'll be there. And then there's gonna be speakers. Now, those speakers are the actual voice ones where you go on there, you can talk. Now, he can pull you into his show through there, or he can pull you into his show through StreamYard.
Yeah.
I think the problem is like getting your you're getting to your settings and setting it up so that you can actually participate. See, and I forgot how to do that process because it was a
You have to
problem
have
for
your
me.
own Discord in his T Hill.
I don't actually for per
You
se
don't
have a
to have your own, do
Discord.
you?
No, you just join and you can agree. It'll pull like it pulls whatever picture that I do have in there, and that's what it pulls in there. But I can communicate because I'm on their Discord, so I communicate. But like, see, the thing is like social media is really really tough for me because I'm not really big on social media. Like some of the time, I had a bad experience with like X or before it was Twitter and Facebook, where a lot of people was doing a lot of wild stuff, and I stopped like participating in it because I thought that everybody else could see. I didn't know that it was only me who could see it, but it's like, oh, I don't want to be a part of that stuff. So it's like that's not my go-to to talk. Whereas YouTube, I'm on because I'm looking at stuff as well too.
Yeah.
So but the Discord is actually like it's almost like a direct line, so to speak, to talk to
Man,
them. So
I'm
it
still
is.
learning the smartphone, man. I'm still learning the smartphones.
Absolutely, I don't access all of my smartphone either. I don't, but I'm not a real big phone guy. I use this phone because this phone is like a mini laptop, or so to speak. But other than that, man, I much rather talk to people in person. I don't really care to talk to them. My bad for that noise.
I mainly just post stuff. That's what I do. I mainly just post stuff and ask questions like boxing news, and I have a ton of sub channels. Like I put stuff even about movies, about MMA, about even baseball. I put stuff somehow. So it's very diverse in that. Yeah.
But if you can screen share, we can go over it right now while you're here. Screen share it.
Let me go to my other computer here. I'm listening to you guys in one laptop and I have the Discord on the other one. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up. Let me drop off and pull up now on my other one. 1 second.
It says accept.
You said what?
Right. I hit accept and right, then it tell me to install it. Or something.
Yeah. It'll take you. Yeah, you got to install it because it's an app.
Okay, I see. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I can do that as long as it's free. I ain't got no money.
No, it's not. It don't cost. Now there's in-app purchases that you can. Right. You can purchase if you want to, but nah, I don't purchase nothing.
That's what I was wondering because we kept telling me to install it. Yeah, so I'm installing it now.
Can you share your screen? It would be nice if you can share your screen and
me
put your phone. Yeah, put your phone screen on there. I don't know if you can do that, but if you could, then we can navigate it together.
Oh, I don't even know how to do that. I'm almost in there. I'll let you see. When I get in there, I want to see what I can do with it. It's still installing. Let's see. Yeah, social media.
You guys like pizza?
Going up. Yeah,
pizza. Certain pizza is good.
That one that got everything on it. That's my favorite.
There's a pizza place in Linwood that's really good.
Yeah.
What's it called, Tommy?
Man, I gotta remember. I'm gonna definitely get back with you. But that sucker is good.
Yeah, because my family stays out there in Linwood.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'll definitely get back with you.
Oh shit, Tommy, I already know which one you're talking about, bro. It's all good.
You know which one? What was it called again?
You talking about Chico's?
Yeah, Chico's. That's it.
Yeah, no, that shit bomb. That shit bomb.
Yeah, so y'all don't live too far apart, right?
I don't think so.
No, I think you still stay over in LA County though, right, bro?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. LA County till I die.
So where I used to live not too far from him. He lived in Carson at one point in time. I lived in Compton, and we were literally right next to each other.
Yep. I'm on the border of Compton. I can see Compton from my house.
Oh, you on Greenwood?
No, I'm in
Greenleaf. Not Greenwood. Greenleaf.
this place called Stevenson's Village.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Central on the 91 freeway.
I know exactly where you at. I got family that live over up in there.
Nice. The street where I grew up at, or part of where I grew up at, that's where Ken Norton Jr. That's where he lived at for a long time.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, well, the Norton family. I remember when I first moved in, the neighbors told me that back before I moved in that they lived there.
Yeah. I know Senior lived in San Diego for a while or something, didn't he?
I think irony in the back.
Okay. I think it was San Diego. Senior.
San Diego? Yeah. The hood where I grew up at, though.
He was at the time when Ali came to Jim.
Sorry about that, booger. I didn't mean to smack like that, dog. That was them damn what you call them, chicharrones. Them chicharrones.
Chicharrones.
Oh, my leg hurt big time, but it's getting better though.
Cass, can I share my screen if I'm on your panel, or is it only you that can share?
No. You can share it. You can share screen.
How many shares so I can show you?
Chicharrón.
Can you do what now?
I was on that chicharrón.
Can you share my screen so I can show you about the Discord?
You kind of faded out. I gotta share this.
You guys see this?
No, it's gonna be Kaz. That's
what is it, irony?
You can do it.
Yeah, go on and hit it. Go on and hit it, Kaz, so we could share. That way we can put it on the screen, and then that way we can show you how to navigate it.
Because I was on.
Let me know when you guys can see it, so I can
10 seconds. Like 10
you got it, buddy.
And I'll be ready.
I was going to tell you, Tommy, but where I grew up in South Central, in my same neighborhood is where Chicanito Hernandez is from. Gennaro Hernandez.
Oh yeah, I know who he is. Yeah, Gennaro.
Right?
Yes.
I think he became a referee after he was fighting. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, he commentated for a while, but then he got sick, and then he passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but my family knew his family.
Awesome. I don't see anything on here. I need that.
You don't see where when he shares it. I think you have to. I don't know exactly how that works, but when he shares a screen, it's a function that you got to hit to put it on the screen. But he makes it to the point where you can see it, and then from there you can like it's like you're pushing whatever it is that he has. I don't know how that process works though, so I can't.
Okay. That's okay. If it doesn't happen, we can do it some other time. No problem.
But basically, when you accept the app, it's going to tell you to do a couple of things, and then you just agree to those things. But then, when you get actually into it, it's like it's going to tell you how you should talk and things like that. It's very important to do it right then and there because, like, if you have to go back, it's kind of hard to find it. And that's where I have problems. Sometimes I want to go in there because there's a push to talk feature, and then there's just a straight up talk. And with the straight up talk, no matter what, whenever you talk, you're gonna light up and be able to talk. Whereas the push to talk feature, you don't have to touch. You have to touch a button to broadcast whatever it is you want to say. So I had put it on there because at times I don't. Just a few seconds ago, my man Al Booger said I should have muted up. I thought I had muted up, but I didn't. So, I was eating them chicharrones and it was coming through. Sometimes, I think I'm not actually broadcasting, but I am. And, I don't want to do that. So I pushed it.
I think he mistook you for me, bro, because I'm the one eating pizza.
Oh, right. Your question about pizza, Puro. I love pizza so much that I actually know how to make them. I made a living making pizzas for a while. So
nice.
That's how much I love it.
It's my favorite food.
Everything on it. The deluxe got everything. So,
Okay, we can do it some other time, no problem.
okay, yeah, because I can't figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be tough for Cass too, because he said he's not really good with the inner workings with things. He could just barely do the basics.
Yeah.
You know, and that one it involves you getting access. And once you get the access, it allows you.
Oh, you haven't got access. It says pending all this time.
Let me, Cass, if you want, write my my phone, so you can send me a text or whatever, and we can arrange for this.
Okay.
You know? There it is.
Okay.
In the private chat. But I wanted to ask you guys about, like, who do you want to see Najee Lopez fight next? That's my question for you guys, because I'm thinking Zach Parker, Anthony Yard. I'm not thinking about the Russians just yet, you know.
What division is he in?
75.
Better beef.
Damn, you wanna send him to the butcher right away.
Well, before Better Beef retires.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. He's gonna fight. His last fight is gonna be Bevo 3. I have no doubt, because he turned down the fight against Nicholson. You remember he was supposed to be in that Benavides and Yard undercard, and he turned that down. So I just think that Beterbiev
He got injured. Actually, he got injured.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. Cycling off, you know.
I just believe in. Okay, I could be wrong, because Bevo is gonna fight Eifer first, but yeah, maybe he. No, I don't want to see Najee Lopez against Beterbiev. Oh man,
his birthday was last month, so
I prefer one of the
41 or 42.
41, yeah,
it was last month. I know his birthday in February. Yeah,
Hot Rod would be a good fight for him.
Who?
Hot Rod.
Who better be?
Hot Rod would be nice. I'm thinking
for Najee Lopez.
I'm thinking Kataev too, the guy that gave
Kataev, yeah.
Or we can send in one of the Englishmen, Zach Parker, Buatsi, Yard.
Zach Parker, yeah. Yard, another good one.
He got options.
When Benavides and Zerto. Well, he had light heavyweight. That's right.
That's closer. Yeah, 200. And that's the one thing that's bugging me about David, is that he's saying that after Zurdo he's gonna go back down to fight the Russians, and then he's gonna go back up to fight Opetaya. I'm like, bro, are you? I mean, I don't think that's a good idea, man. We're not talking about 7 pounds here.
You're trying to do a little bit too much.
Like, we're talking about almost 30 pounds.
Yeah, and back up and down.
It's funny that people believe him.
Exactly, right? Thank you, Puro.
Yeah. That's a bit much.
Because when he threw that list, you remember when he threw that 4-man quote unquote hit list, it had the Russians first for obvious reasons, because he was at 75, right? And then Zurdo and Opetaya, but no, he went Zurdo first. And I'm like, well, okay, so you don't want the Russians. So I would have more respect for him if he said, you know what, I'm not fighting Bivol over Turkey. Y'all can forget about that.
It would be believable if he stayed at 175 and fought him, then went up the cruiserweight. That would be more believable instead of going up, back down, then back up. Come on.
And no, I don't believe Bivol ducked you. No, I'm never gonna believe that, bro. Sorry.
I think Bevo outboxes him in the dominant.
This guy fought Artur Beterbiev twice, and he's scared of you.
Twice.
No.
Twice. How could he be scared of Benavides? Come on, man. That's laughable. He was in there with the monster, the real monster, 2 times.
Nobody
ever. When Bevo falls off a hill, it's easy work for Bivol.
Nobody ever fought Beterbiev twice, and there's a reason for that.
Yeah. He fought Canelo. What the hell would he be scared of Benavides?
Fought Zurdo?
Fought Zurdo, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah, he beat Zurdo. He's the only man to beat Zurdo.
Yeah, beat Zurdo easy.
Yeah, he did for Zurdo too. That's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah.
That pendulum is so sweet, bro. He was my favorite fighter.
He did all that.
That's probably a good idea that David doesn't see any of the Russians, because I think Beterbiev is going to massacre him, and Bivol is not going to get tired. Bivol is not going to get tired. Bivol can maintain that for 12 rounds.
Easy. I'm not going to say easy, but yeah, dominant. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to get tired like Caleb and Boo Boo is. No, bro, he can maintain that for 12 rounds. So remember when Caleb was doing his thing, he was actually beating David Benavidez, fellas. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's doing real good.
He just gets tired all the freaking time for some reason.
Yeah. I want to see Benavidez in there against somebody like that, though. Like, we're going to see it this next fight. That'll be a good test for him.
But Puro, I got to tell you something. Zurdo, I'm not fully sold on Zurdo, because Zurdo is a tad bit inconsistent himself, bro. We have to admit. Now, I'm going to say this. The Zurdo that beat CBS was vintage Zurdo, in my opinion. That was vintage Zurdo. He beat the shit out of that boy, right? But the Zurdo that fought Junior Dorticos might as well have been two different people on those fights, bro. To be honest with you. So it
same guy. Same guy.
You don't think he's a little inconsistent?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
The only time I felt that he kind of like I don't even know, like I would have to ask him, him to himself, but against Bivol, like Bivol like avoided that fight like for a few years and a few mandatories, and then Bivol beats him easy. So I don't know what happened to Zurdo in that fight, other than Bivol being that good, but no, he's pretty consistent.
Okay. I could be wrong. I've never been fully sold on him because, I mean, we'll see. I mean, okay. So with that being said, I did tell people forever, and you know this because you've been on my lives and probably Cass as well. Like I keep telling people, this is a tougher fight for David than people realize, because just on the styles, Zurdo is also a front foot guy. Zurdo is like a huge Cepeda. He's right there in your face. It's like you're being jumped. Like he never stops throwing punches. He overwhelms you. So I never seen David face off against that. Not really.
Me neither.
So this is gonna be interesting, man, because if Zurdo can impose his will, and I'm pretty sure Zurdo's bigger than David, because Zurdo's a big boy, man. And so, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things are like ringing a bell.
Zurdo.
I got Zurdo winning that easy, but I could be wrong, They're pushing David for a reason.
Yeah, that's true. You always got to think about
I'll
that.
say this. I think David has earned enough respect, at least with me. Whereas I can honestly say he's got a shot against anybody. And by anybody, I mean even Betaya and Beterbiev. I'll give him a shot against anybody, as much as I think those are two horrible matchups for him. He's earned a lot of respect with me for us to give him a shot in any fight. In any fight, to be honest with you.
I mean, respect is it's the only thing these fighters get from me. But as well as like who he has a chance against, I mean, you got to show me.
Yeah.
Do you see a stoppage happening? Do any of you guys see a stoppage happening in this fight?
Hard to tell.
It is hard to tell.
I would lean decision right now, though. Yeah.
So would I. David's got a pretty tough chin. I would say that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Zurdo's never been hurt, though. Zurdo's never been hurt, so he's got a hell of a chin as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, and we've never even seen either guy, hurt. To be honest with you, like, we can point out to that time where Morel caught David and wobbled him, but that's about it, man. Well, okay, Gabriel, well, that was a million years ago. So I mean,
the ancient history.
And Zurdo, I can't remember. Like, Junior Dorticos is a KO guy. Like, Junior Dorticos might not be the one that fought Murat Gassiev back in the day, where he was, murking people, but he is dangerous, and CBS as well. And none of them could do anything to Zurdo, man. To be honest with you, so
it's hard to do that to Zurdo because he's pretty complete.
He is actually,
You know, the only thing that he has against him, in my humble opinion, is that he's slow.
Yeah, I was just about to say his hand speed.
No, I'm not even talking about his hand speed. I'm talking about his movement.
I don't think that'll be
you
a
don't
factor
think he
against
sounds-
Benavidez, though, Perro.
I'm sorry, brother?
I don't think that'll be a factor against Benavidez, though.
No, I don't think so either, because, you know, Benavidez fights one way.
Yeah.
But it's still just on the defensive end, you know, even though defensively he's pretty sound, it's just, you know, he's just kind of, I don't know. To me, it's just like, I can't explain it. I won't call it the hand speed. I don't think he has like slow hand speed. It's just, to me, it just kind of like moves very slowly. He's very,
You mean? Yeah.
like, I don't know, kind of like slow motion in his movement.
I think Jao Petaya got superior hand speed than Zurdo Ramirez, to be honest with you. I could be wrong.
No, I wouldn't even. I mean, I would agree, but I mean, I wouldn't like that. Doesn't like fly off the page on Jai.
That's
No, I mean, he's been murking people. I think he's gotten. He stopped his last 5 opponents now. Like he stopped. He didn't stop Glanton. Oh yeah, he did. He stopped Glanton and he stopped Sin Cara. He stopped.
No, he didn't stop Glanton. He didn't stop Glanton.
Right. I'm sorry, he didn't stop Glanton. But before Glanton, he stopped like 4 straight opponents. Now that wasn't like 4 necessarily formidable fighters. Certainly Claudio Cuello wasn't. But Elisoro was not so bad, and Nika especially was not so bad, and he just massacred them.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he got diced in the first round. I know this against Nika, but that was a nasty KO. That to me was actually the KO of the year over Norman and Sasaki, but not a bad choice, Norman and Sasaki either. That was a gruesome KO.
Yeah, Jai's kind of basic to me, and I'm not trying to like downplay him, but it's just like, I don't know, nothing just jumps out at me, Jai. But he's fundamentally sound. Like he's smart. You know, it's just cruiserweight's weak right now.
The biggest problem that I have with Jao Petaya, and it's between Jai and Boots, my favorite fighter nowadays, just to be clear. But the problem that I have with Jao Petaya is that, to me, he's not afraid to go into harm's way, and that is a double-edged sword. And because
especially with his trash defense.
Right, because it got dicey for him against Nika, but not only that, it got dicey against Sin Cara too. So, I mean, and I put all these things from a genuine point of view against a Zurdo or even against whoever wins that fight. And it gives me cause to, because before I thought for sure he would murk whoever comes out of that fight. But now I'm like, hang on a second here. You know, if they can do what Dubois did to Joshua, to you, like be first, like just go out there and attack him before he can attack you. If they can do that, who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, that's another I would say knock on Jai is that his competition is very low, other than Gassiev.
Other than Breedis, actually.
Other than Breedis, he never fought Gassiev. I'm sorry.
The Gassiev was nice, but I don't think he fought him. No, he fought Usyk.
No.
Usyk was the one that he fought. Yeah.
No, Breedis. Like, because other than that, it's all local Australian fighters.
Yeah, or guys that are like 14 in the rankings, like Squeo or Elisoro was a little bit dangerous, but let's be honest here. There's a lot of people, and even Glanton. Glanton was number 10 in the ring and was number, I believe, 15 in the IBF when they fought each other at Sufa. So, I mean, there's a lot of people between 1 and 15 or 1 and 10. Okay, Zurdo's busy, obviously, but Cieslak is there. Okay, you did Sin Cara, so I give you that one. Man, I'm forgetting the names. I think, I'm forgetting that. We got Mikhailian with the belt. We got, I'm forgetting names. What the hell? CBS. I'm forgetting a lot of names. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm having a senior moment.
What's his name? What's the guy name? You got the other belt, Arnie?
Mikhailian.
Okay.
Noel Mikhailian, that he had that whole thing with Badu. Oh, that's another one, Badu Jack. How did I forget about him?
Badu Jack.
Yeah, but he's a retired Badu, I think.
He wants to fight Jake Paul and then call it.
Yeah, he needs to. He's like, he
had a good career though, Badu Jack. He had a good career.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Nice fights, man. The fight against James DeGale was awesome. The fight against George Groves was awesome.
Didn't he fight Bivol?
Bivol, no.
No, I was thinking about Pascal. Pascal fought Bivol, didn't
Yeah, Pascal fought Bivol.
he?
He did? Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't
that
know.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did. That was good. They was going at it, man.
Pascal gave a lot of people trouble, man. I gotta give it.
Yeah, Pascal's was a good fighter, man.
Yeah. He,
I enjoyed what
Yeah.
B-Hop cooked him, though. I
he's
enjoyed that.
Canadian, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, 48.
From
then.
Canada, eh?
Yeah. I think Bivol was 48.
There we go. I put the rankings in the back chat. I'll put it in the regular chat too as well too.
Something like that.
Since we're talking about it.
He was 49 when he beat John Pascal.
Yeah. And they robbed him in the first one.
Yeah, they did. That was a draw,
So
right?
so you can go back and check it out if you like.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some people that he could be fighting, but of course, being over at Zuffa, some of them is now off the table. I don't think they're gonna make those fights.
Rosicki, bro.
Facts.
Ryan Rosicki. That's the name that I was looking for. Ryan Rosicki, to me, fellas, he just keeps getting injured all the time. He has a torn bicep, which is a very nasty injury.
Good fighter.
But he's
Rosicki
a
guy.
dangerous guy, man. That's the dark horse of cruiserweight, guys. I'm calling it right now. This guy is the dark horse. If he
He's a
can
good
stay
fighter.
healthy, oh man, he's got power. He's got a gruesome knockout of a guy. I forget his name. I can't remember his name, but it was a gruesome knockout.
Yeah, but you speak of facts, Tommy. Jay ain't fighting none of these dudes.
I mean, I like him, but like I said,
I
man,
love
you
him.
know,
One of my favorites.
he's not really tested. So, you know, there's a lot of people that's going to give him some pushback because they just don't feel like, you know, he's proven. And, you know, he does seem to get touched at times, you know. Bottom line, he does get touched. It's just that when he touches you, it usually has a greater impact. And, you know, that's been his saving grace.
Yeah, offensively, he's awesome.
Now he's at Zuffa. Who's he gonna fight over at Zuffa boxing?
I don't know. See, and that's the thing.
I don't know.
You know, I
Let's
do
be
know
honest
that.
here.
I do know that Glanton, he did pretty good to stay in that fight, but he did take some beating in that fight.
I thought Glanton did well. I thought Jay was gonna eat him alive.
He took some unbelievable shots, bro. I couldn't believe he was standing. Glanton definitely got my respect. But let's be honest here, fellas. Cruiserweight is like a cursed division. Like the cruiserweight might as well be the strawweight of the. I've always said this, the strawweight of the big divisions, because I mean you can. You go to welterweight, to middleweight, to heavyweight. You can name 30 legends. I mean, off the top of your head in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You can't really do that with cruiserweight. Now, it's a young division, to be fair. I think it was established in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, or something like
early.
that. So
been
I'll
around
give
like
it the benefit.
a little over 40 years, something like that.
Exactly. So there's that. But I can't really name you guys legends like that off the top of my head. I mean, Usyk, Holyfield, this and that. I mean, okay, but I mean, it's pretty bad for those guys. And if you ain't got that size to move up, you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah. No, cruiserweight is just you know, it's not you know, it is what it is.
They call it like how do they call it? Like a transitional division. It's not that, but it's something like that, like a transition.
Yeah, for sure.
Like a
Not
pit
heavy enough
stop.
for heavyweight, too heavy for lightweight.
Thank you. There it is.
Yeah, it's stuck in the middle, unfortunately.
But they had great fighters throughout the years. What's his name? He died already. God rest his soul. He was undisputed. He was the last undisputed before Usyk. O'Neal Bell.
Cruiserweight.
Yeah, cruiserweight. O'Neal Bell.
Pretty good around that time. Had him, Carlos De Leon. Had some pretty good cruiserweights, man. Like the
Hey, no, there's a great cruiserweights out there.
around in that frame, it was pretty good division. Yeah.
But like,
Gene Mark Mormack, Cunningham, the USS Cunningham.
Like 10 years
Oh
old.
yeah.
but like you said, some of them just wasn't big enough to make the transition all the way to heavyweight. Like
Holyfield and Dwight Muhammad Quari was in there, like the late 80s.
The Toe, what's his name? The Toe from England. David Hay.
Yeah, David Hay. Yeah,
David Hay was a great fighter, man. I liked Hay a lot.
Oh, the
He
toe.
was in there.
I just remember
David
what
Hay.
that was.
And so was the guy that do the announcing for the Zone. What's his name? Johnny. What's his last name?
Oh, Johnny
Which one?
Nelson. Johnny Nelson. Yes.
Yeah, Johnny Nelson. He's a legend. Yeah, a cruiser. Yeah. Okay.
But think about it, guys. Like even the best of the best, like Usyk and Evander, if they don't move up to heavyweight and have that run, their careers are not nearly as respected and lauded as they are. You know,
Facts.
like they are as respected and as lauded and as all the above because they went to heavyweight and did their thing against the who's who, right?
Facts.
So
At the time, yeah.
that's the thing, man. Like that's even the best of the best don't really get that if they don't do that, you know.
Yeah, cruisers like that, you know.
Holyfield, my guy. You know what I'm saying? He went to war.
Yeah, no, I like Holyfield a lot.
I got some issues with him, but all
He was,
respect, man. All respect.
Yeah, well, I mean,
obviously Holyfield was on that stuff.
It's the same,
Yeah,
it's the same thing
he-
about
Yeah, they're all on that
Andrew
stuff though, Cass. They all on it.
No, but
Yeah,
it's
but
not
you don't
that.
get caught,
It's not
though.
that. It's not that. In my
Yeah. Well, I
It's
mean,
like-
technically he never got caught, but yeah, I hear you.
It's
They
like
said it was a
B-Hop.
guy named Evan Fields was
Yeah, his son.
was sent
Yeah.
to his house under Evan Fields.
Yeah.
But the
I see-
writer
I
said
see-
he went to the address and Holyfield. They called it Holyfield answered the phone.
Yeah,
I see him like I
You heard
see
that story,
B-Hop.
Perro?
I'm sorry.
Did you hear that story?
Yeah, no, well, of course. No, I know the whole story. I know the whole story.
Fields from the pharmacy and called it Holyfield answered.
He also joined some evangelical church to give an excuse for his ailments or whatever. That
Yeah.
I remember that too.
you do what you do, I see. But go ahead and say what you were saying, though, Irony. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say that I see Evander kind of like I see B-Hop and Andre Ward and a few others that they're awesome and their boxing IQ is off the charts and all of that, but they're also a tad bit dirty, man. Let's be honest here. Like
Yeah.
they knew exactly.
Oh yeah,
how
yeah.
to
No,
walk that
facts,
line.
facts.
Had to be, 'cause he was always against them bigger guys. Holyfield was.
I mean, dirty as holy hell, guys. But they're legends. They're legends. Let's be clear here. Like,
But nobody's respected like B-Hop though. Like nobody's respected like B-Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep remembering that he beat my guy, of course. But my other
But
guy
B-Hop didn't need to be dirty to be that great. Like Andre Ward, if he wasn't dirty, nobody knows who the hell he is.
A part of the problem with Andre Ward is that he missed a ton of his career because he had dispute with promoter and all that. But the like he doesn't have like a lot of fights. He got 32
Yeah,
fights.
that's too early.
But in the case of B-Hop, I mean, whatever. He's a legend. But
Yeah, facts. Actual facts. Coming out of prison, bruh.
yeah, losing his debut, man.
Not
Losing his
dying,
first
yeah.
fight.
Mm-hmm.
I got a lot of respect for B-Hop. He's one of my favorite fighters.
To beating Roy and Tito and Tarver and Pavlik and you name it.
Everybody.
Not Joe,
Did
but
he beat James Tony?
everybody else.
No.
Did he fight?
Like,
They
he never
never
fought him.
fought.
They never
No,
they never fought. They never fought.
That was Roy.
Would have been a good fight. That would have been a good fight.
Would have been.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, they were fighting to fight James Tony,
Yeah.
Roy and B-Hop. They were fighting to fight
Roy,
James Tony.
I love James Tony too, man. I love James Tony too.
Yeah, Tony's my guy. I love me some Tony. I love me some Tony. I saw you. I saw you sneak in that little snidbit over there to your boy, the Welsh warrior. Bump him.
Who?
Joe Calzaghe.
Oh yeah, Calzaghe. No, that guy's great.
There's Tony, after the Teo fight, what about Shakur? Tony said he ain't got no dog in him.
That's another problem with Tony. Like Tony, to me, and thank you so much for bringing him up because Lights Out, it's obviously a legend, but to me, he could have been so much better than
I agree.
than he
I agree
was,
with that.
man. Because
I mean, how can you get better than he already was, though?
Yeah.
because he went up to heavyweight to beat John Ruiz and Pop
Yeah.
Dirty and lost a ton of time. I mean,
Yeah, but everybody pops dirty. We got to stop. In my humble opinion, we got to stop discrediting these fighters that pop dirty and like literally like forgetting what they did. Like all these fighters are on something. You know, like
Let me
James
make that
Tony pissed off somebody and he popped. So did Roy Jones. So did everybody that's ever popped.
it's not the fact that he popped dirty. It's the fact that to me, he lost at that time when you could have had a couple of fights with Roy. You could have had a couple of fights. Yeah, like you could have had a couple of fights with Roy, with B Hub, with. I mean, you understand? Like, I would have much rather you have a second or even a trilogy fight with Roy or a couple of fights with B Hub than beating John freaking Ruiz, man. Like, come on.
No, but Roy didn't want it. Roy didn't want it. Like Roy turned down a lot of fights. Like, doesn't make him less of a fighter, like legendary fighter. But Roy turned down like Roy at his peak. His ego was peak too.
And what's the fight you told me about Arnie with Tony? That was a great fight. There.
Oh, Vasily Girov, man. That's
Girov.
I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. In my life.
I had never seen it before Arnie told me about it.
Oh, wow, okay. I missed out.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
Like 5 times.
Hey, Girov was big stuff for a minute, man. Tony,
Girov was a great fighter, man. I like Girov.
Yes.
Yeah, I dig him. I dig him too.
Badass, right
badass, man.
And that's the thing, man. You know, for me, I like what I see in the ring, and I rock with it. Like, that's always been my determining factor. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I ain't gonna lie. If we're doing world competition, then I'm rocking with my side. But at the same time, man, when we're just talking about competition, I like what I like, man. And when I like it, that's what I rock with. But at the same time, I don't disrespect other stuff, man. These fighters back then, they fought. You know what I'm saying? I want them to get to the point where they fight. Because, you can always run it back. If it's a good fight, especially. Now, if it's a total domination, then you might not even see it. But for the most part, like Marquez, we don't need to see that in the ring with Mayweather no more. We got a pretty good base of that's not gonna be a competitive fight. Even though he's a great fighter, it's just not gonna happen with Mayweather.
It's a horrible matchup, bro. It's a horrible matchup because Mayweather's not gonna give him the opportunity to land those counters, man. It's not gonna happen.
Well, I mean,
Marcus is not a front foot guy. Marcus has never been a front foot guy. He showed in the Timothy Bradley fight as well.
Beat everybody though. Then nobody beat Mayweather, so you can't hold that against him.
No, I understand.
Yeah, and then it was like weight class though. Like literally, it was a glorified exhibition.
Yeah, like a lot of people gave Mayweather hell. You know, Marcus wasn't one of them.
Yes,
it was for money. It was for money. You know, and it's cool. Let them make their money, bro.
Yeah, I fully understand that too, man. I just think that because of him really doing very well against Pacquiao to the point where you can make a case of him winning a lot of those fights. People just thought that it would translate into that ring against Mayweather, and it's just a different animal. But that being the case, man, he's still a great fighter. And after that fight, you saw how great he was and what he was able to do.
You saw before that fight.
Yeah, well, we already knew before the fight. A lot of people saw that fight and thought that, he's just washed. And like, no, he's not washed at all.
Nope. That's still just how great Floyd is. But that's why Pacquiao is such a perfect matchup for him, because Pacquiao is literally tailor-made for Marcus. And listen, don't even get me started on the results of those fights, okay? Because I only saw Manny win the first one. That's it.
I saw Manny win the first one as well.
I thought
Marcus won the second and the third.
And I thought the last one,
the third one, was the most obvious one of them all. Like, there was no.
Yeah, I thought it was obvious.
3-1,
man.
I thought it was 3-1 as well. But I mean, they were competitive and super close. Like, they could have gone either way.
The second one was awesome. The third one was a robbery, though.
The best one is the first one, though. The best one is the first.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. In my mind, the best one was the first.
And during that time, man, we were getting so. You said what? You said what, Cash?
I said he put the exclamation point on the series in that fourth one, though, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well, he knew he could leave it up to the judges, man.
Well, he was losing that fight too. He was losing that fight.
He was losing that fight.
I agree with that.
Now, Pacquiao fought like a great fight. Like, literally, he was fucking Marquez up.
Yeah,
he got overzealous, man. He got overzealous
before he got knocked out. Remember?
He set him up. He didn't get overzealous. He set him up. Marquez did. But the thing is that Marquez was Marquez was pressing from the knockout from the get. so he wasn't relying on his counter punching. You know, so like literally the left couldn't miss, like to the left did not miss the entire fight.
Right, but you got to remember, Pacquiao's getting. When I'm saying Pacquiao's getting overzealous, what I mean is, do you remember when because there was a couple of knockdowns before the knockout, so Marquez dropped Pacquiao badly. He got up right away, but the Marquez dropping Pacquiao was because Pacquiao hit Marquez with a straight left, and Marquez put his glove on the canvas. That was it. But Marquez dropped Pacquiao.
Yeah, he tripped. Yeah, Marquez tripped.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But he dropped Pacquiao on his ass on that first knockdown. So he already has the confidence.
Knockdown. Yeah.
So he has that confidence. He knows if I can land this again, it's over. Right. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And then like Marquez always knew that he could hurt him. You know, it's just like he just knew that Pacquiao was dangerous. You know, so he had to fight him smart.
He knew what was in front of him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that Pacquiao also was having greater success against Marquez than ever in any of those fights. So, you know, he definitely
facts.
He definitely thought that, you know, it was sweet for a second. And he found out how sweet it can be.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
that was also an unbelievable comeback. I thought for sure he wasn't going to come back for that.
There were so many great fights going on in that era, man, between people, man, that just had more than one fight.
4. Pacquiao, Barrera, Morales, and Marquez. They
fought each other a million times.
Yeah, all fought each other. Yeah, for sure. That's what fighters do. That's what they get paid to do, fellas. I don't know if you guys knew that.
No, Morales and Marquez never fought. Remember that. Morales and Marquez
yeah. But that's like I was telling Cass that when you guys dropped off yesterday. Like that's like one of the 2-3 in history we didn't get. It happens.
Yeah.
How do you think that would have went down if it did happen?
Don't know.
I think Marquez. I think it's a tailor-made matchup for Marquez, personally. And listen, to be honest with you,
I think it's vice versa. To be honest, I think it's vice versa.
Between between those three Mexicans, my favorite is Morales. Okay, so
Morales is my favorite. Yeah,
I'm going against my own.
To me, he's the better of all three of them. He's the better of all of them.
I think it's Marquez, bro. To be honest with you, I think the better is Marquez.
I think the better boxer. I think the better boxer is Marquez, like all around. But I think like literally in everything, I think Morales is better.
Interesting. There's really no bad choice, obviously. If anybody wants to say it's about
no, but like that guy could box himself, you know. Like, and then you got to remember, Marquez, excuse me. Morales is Mexican, and he never developed a shot to the liver. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man.
That's like unheard of, bro. Like they still ask him in interviews, like, why don't you ever go to the liver?
Unbelievable for being such an offensive fighter, too.
Man, those fights was going on during that time, man. Wow.
Yeah.
And we got to remember, Morales cooked Manny first before anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well.
Go ahead, Teal.
Like that now,
I wish we would have got that fight. I wish we would have got it.
And Floyd and Morales sparred too. You know.
Floyd and who? And Morales.
Morales. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
And I don't know if you guys know either that Morales got knocked out by El Inca in sparring. Knocked out cold. Valero, Edwin Valero.
Oh, really? Valero? I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't know that, but I'm not shocked either, because Valero, to be honest with you guys, Manny dodged the bullet with Valero.
Yeah, he did, bro. I mean, every fighter that didn't fight him dodged that bullet, bro.
Yes.
This guy, and he could box too. Like people think it's just like you know, because he kept knocking fools out.
Go ahead, Cass.
Yeah.
What was that, Cass?
The stuff happened. No, just in the distance in his career. He was right in the middle of it when that, you know, that happened.
Yeah, he killed his wife and then killed himself. Yeah, sure.
He was a real problem outside of the ring. He's one of those, man. He got saved by boxing, but not all the way, unfortunately.
I heard it was due to an accident, though. I heard he had severe head trauma before he started boxing. I heard that had a lot to do with it.
That's true, yeah, that's true. I saw it in a documentary.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he had a motorcycle accident.
Motorcycle accident, yeah.
What was wrong with him? He's dead, yeah.
Yeah, no, great fighter, great fighter.
He would have massacred.
Yeah, he probably would have. Probably would have.
And that's no knock on Manny. It's just that this guy.
No, Manny's one of the greatest.
Nah, Manny is really great, man. You know, for the most part, that dude only had a 1-2 in the beginning of his career.
Facts.
The fastest hands I've ever seen in my life.
I couldn't believe he was beating people with just that 1-2, though. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
That belongs to Meldrick Taylor, man. Meldrick Taylor's the fastest I've ever seen.
He was a feeling when he first got noticed, man. He wasn't he?
Yeah. When he first got noticed to like the general public, I still remember against Lilo.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To me, it was against Lucero back in the day, but that's just me.
Yeah. So they gotta get ready to run, fellas.
Hey, did you fight Cass?
You gotta get your daughter, don't you, Pharaoh? At that time.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta leave it in a little bit. What were you saying, Tommy?
I was telling Cass I sent the fight, the card, the whole damn card for the Najee Lopez and yeah, I sent it to the number that I do got, so it's there. You just got.
That was a great fight of the year so far. Fight of the year so far.
For sure.
Yeah, man. There he goes, boy. He gave that boy everything he can want. And then
yeah, man. I jumped on my seat when he knocked him down, bro. I'm like, oh man, I was like, I called it, man.
Yeah, put that on and check it out, man. It's a great fight, man. It was a great fight. You're gonna be entertained from the beginning to the end.
Is it ironic that the best fight of the year is a fight we got for free?
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, that is something. You know, hopefully, you know that it put the pressure on these other cats to go up in there and start performing. You know, so I start getting off of you know, notoriety and freaking backing. Go out there and perform, man. Go out there and give somebody something. Because when he got that knockdown, speaking of that knockdown, man, when he got up and looked at him, that's when I was like, oh, this fight is on, man. They about to scrap. He looked at him, oh, you thought you did something? Wait till I get back here again, man. They started scrapping. Wow, like, yo, this is it. It was just too much flow.
Arnie Boxing. Is Arnie still up there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here.
Are you coming on tonight, later on?
Probably.
Bye, fellas.
Probably.
All right, then, my good brother.
Most likely, actually. You can pull up and then share screen for you, okay?
All right,
I'm gonna try to do it a little earlier tonight. I'm trying to go 8:30 or 9 or something like that, so because I gotta get up early.
Even better. I'll still be woke. Okay, cool.
Appreciate you.
All right, yeah, appreciate everybody. Pearl, T Hill, Arnie.
Oh man, this was great, man. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, for sure.
See you soon, fellas. I'll be on tonight. I'll be on tonight, definitely. If I'm not on, it's because something's wrong with the power or something like that. But I should be on for sure. Appreciate you all, and God bless you all. See you all soon.
Okay, God bless you, my brother. Take care.
Make sure you get my number, Cass.
Yeah.
Make sure you get my number if anything. Okay.
I got you.
All right, see you.
I'll text mine to you or something too. Okay, cool. All right. I guess.
Oh, you put you gave him the number, Arnie, or what? Or do you want me to give it to him?
I think he texted us.
Oh, he texted to you? Okay, bet.
Or something.
Oh, and inside the inside the.
I'll get it from you
yeah.
I'll get it from you if not. He said it's okay. All right.
Well, all right then, man. A great show. Okay, dialogue, good conversation, good participation from the chat, man. Shout out Al Booger, Irony, shout out Puerto Sword, Technique, The Way of Things, man. Shout out to you, brother. I saw somebody in here talking a lot. I want to say he had first and last name.
Yeah, I can't think.
Yeah, he was talking. He was giving some good conversation. His name was Austin Spear. Shout out to Austin Spear. Mike Rim, Mike Mazik. You know, shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to anybody that's coming in and everything. We got one more day of this coming up tomorrow, 2:00 shorty. Cat Sports, the Box Storian. Tap in. We talk all things boxing. You guys have a wonderful day, and God bless.